gosh. Really, Carolyn?
Oh, I really do think, yeah, I really
Wow.
do think so, yeah, because they have to almost try it again for the sentencing phase that they have to do.
What difference does it make? He's still going to get
My
laid.
goodness.
Yeah, I know, but I think they're going to do it just to shut them up. I don't know.
Okay, Mike, everybody gets in for the new live, and we'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this.
Are you guys gonna restart this?
Yeah, we're already on a new one. Yeah, you know, we're going to stay right here, and they're just going to come
Good.
into the Scott Peterson one.
Right, and people are coming in now. The chat. Hi, Gail. Hi, WL, Captain Lee fan, and Batman.
Hello, everybody else that came in.
Hey.
Hey, Sean.
You know, because I don't mind showing my face. You know how you can show?
Yeah,
your
just
face,
here,
okay?
I can ask you to start your video here.
We'll just give you okay.
Right there.
You.
Okay. Use my camera. Allow. This should come up. Huh? It didn't come up.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
are.
there we go. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. Hi.
You're a real
Gail is
person.
sleeping, so let me see.
There's me. Hi.
Lovely to meet you.
Oh, there she's there. Here you go.
So if I type my TikTok name in the meeting chat, that won't go into the general.
If in the meeting, if it's a link, a moderator has to put it in.
And I'm new. I'm a
No, that's not a link. It's just the name.
If it should go in if it's just a name. What's your name on TikTok?
Okay.
Groovy magic magic.
I just put it in their meeting chat.
Oh, cool.
Oh, in this chat. Oh, I see.
Into the other one.
Oh, nice. All right, Mike, I got you.
Oh, wait a minute. I did that wrong. I forgot to put the Y in it.
Oh, groovy. Groovy, guys.
Okay, and Nicole, if you want to copy that and put that in the chat for him.
Yeah, I just need
Oh,
to
no. I preferred this.
Oh, you don't want. Okay, I thought you wanted people to follow you.
No,
Okay,
no.
worries.
Oh,
No, don't follow Mike on TikTok. He doesn't want followers.
Not yet. It's not quite
No,
right.
I really see the way I've done my subscribers itself.
Hi,
I'm
Crystal.
kind of like old fashioned in a way. I'd rather go to like your lives or whoever it is, we conversate and be like, okay, can we be TikTok friends? Versus everybody that comes in and be like, okay, I'm following you.
Oh, yeah, I'm so
Just because I'm
yeah.
following you. Because
You want
I would
genuine
rather
follow.
have
Gotcha.
I would rather have supporters, but I'd rather have fans because that's the way my setup is. Because
Okay.
I do at people.
Yes.
Okay. They arrested the guy, let the girl go. 2 cop cars and a paddy wagon lit up like a party room over here. Really, Kevin?
Oh.
Street.
But yeah, I'll come right back. I'll give me some water.
All right, yeah,
I'll
go
get
get your
some
water.
juice.
And hi, Taylor. How are you?
Hey, Taylor.
Okay, so
How you
we're
doing?
shift
Hi,
gears.
Shanae. Sweet Shanae. How are you? Hi, Robbity Buck. Roady Buck. Lisa L.
Lisa L., my father likes to watch TikTok.
Okay.
Captain Lee fan, I am going to make make Batman an Instagram. What do you think? Yes? Please. Immediately. Yesterday.
Okay. So let's go to.
I'm gonna mute. You're gonna.
No, we're just going to talk about Scott.
Oh, okay. You're gonna talk about. Okay.
Let's see here. So we go to the.
ITX Mopar.
Hi, Jax.
Studio. Mopar to ya.
We did Scott's boat. It did not flee. We did tips and pickles. Click here for we did the trial codes. We did Scott's lies. We did Connor's nursery. Laci's pants. Did we do the golfing? Then he talked to Longview. Let's see. So the golfing lie that somebody didn't say. Oh, didn't he say that he was going golfing? Let's see. So I just want to go over this one again. It was widely publicized and presented in court that Scott lied and said he was golfing on December 24th, 2002. Although we have touched on this topic before, we want to offer a more complete set of facts. As we stated before, Scott never hid the fact that he went fishing the day Laci went missing. Testimony revealed that Scott told the following people that he had been fishing. On December 24th, 2002 at 2:17 p.m., Scott called Laci when he was leaving the Berkeley Marina and left her the following message on her cell phone. Hi, beautiful. I just left you a message at home, 2:15. I'm leaving Berkeley. I won't be able to get to the Vella Farms to get the basket for Papa. I was hoping you would get this message and go on out there. I'll see you in a bit, sweetie. I love you. Bye. At 6:11 p.m., the first officer, Sergeant Evers, arrived on the scene after Laci was reported missing. When he asked Scott where he was that day, Scott immediately told him that he had been fishing that day in the bay. Scott also gave Sergeant Evers his receipt from the Berkeley Marina to show he had been at the marina. Per testimony, the conversation happened at 6:15 p.m. At 8 p.m., Ron Gransky approached Scott and asked how his golf game had been that day. Scott corrected Ron and told him that he had not played golf that day, but that he had gone fishing. Ron had made the 911 call to report Laci missing, and in that call, he stated that Scott had gone golfing that day. It was disclosed during trial that Sharon had assumed Scott had gone golfing that day and relayed the information to Ron prior to the 911 call. Then it says that Officer Letzinger was present when Scott told Officer Spurlock that he had been fishing that day, and Officer Letzinger also overheard Scott tell Ron Gransky that he had not played golf, but he had gone fishing that day. Scott told Officer Spurlock he had been fishing that day. When Sharon Rocha questioned Scott that evening about where he'd been that day, Scott told her that he had been fishing. Sharon Rocha's cousin, Gwen Kemple, asked Scott where he'd been that day, and he told her that he had been fishing. Scott told Detective Braccini and Sergeant Evers he took them to his warehouse that evening, showed them his boat and his fishing gear. He also reiterated to Detective Braccini in the 1-hour taped interview that evening that he had gone fishing at the bay. On Christmas Day, in an interview with Agent Mansfield from the Department of Justice, Scott again recounted his activities from the day before with no contradiction. Of the dozens of people that Scott spoke with on the 24th and 25th after Laci went missing, there were only 3 people who testified that Scott told them he'd been golfing that day. The first was Amy Kringbaum, a neighbor across the street. The second was Tara Venerable, who lives with Amy Kringbaum, and allegedly heard the same instance of Scott saying that he was fishing. The third was Harvey Kemple, Gwen Kemple's husband, listed above. Harvey testified that his wife and multiple others told him that Scott told him that he'd been golfing on December 24th. However, no one testified that Harvey had told them that. Harvey did not tell the police until June of 2003 that Scott told him he had been golfing. Harvey knew his wife, who had been told by Scott that he was fishing, and the police were publicly trying to cooperate Scott's alibi for December the 24th. Harvey Kemple also testified that he saw Scott lose his temper once and slam the lid to their barbecue. Scott and Laci's barbecue did not have a lid. And finally, Harvey testified that he was told that Scott had been hanging out at the Del Rio Country Club while Laci was missing. When asked who told him that, he identified Dennis Tobin and a country club employee named Stephanie. Detective Grogan testified that when they followed up on Harvey's claims, they found that Dennis Tobin never saw Scott at the club while Laci was missing, and there was no employee named Stephanie. So with Harvey Kemple's credibility in question, that leaves only 2 people testifying to one instance of Scott saying that he had been golfing on December 24th. Unlike Harvey, Amy Kringbaum did tell police in late December that Scott said he had been golfing that day. It's unclear when Tara Venable first told police that she heard Scott say he had been golfing. The prosecution suggested in their closing arguments that Scott had originally planned on spending a little time on the computer for part of his alibi, and then he was going to secretly drive down to the bay to dump Laci's body, then head over to the country club for a drink so he could say that he was there. prosecution's best theory was to suggest that Scott had logged on his computer at work from 10:30 to 10:56 a.m. to create a partial alibi, and that he was not going to have another alibi until he showed up at the country club 4 hours later. They suggested he just screwed up and that he ran out of time, so he didn't go to the club, and he had been seen at the marina, so now he had to say he'd been there. Let's see, to suggest that Scott somehow had alibi confusion is totally contrary to the evidence. The prosecution and media would have you believe that Scott was walking around stumbling over his words, trying to get his story straight, bouncing between his account of going to the bay and some golfing story. This simply was not the case. Officer Spurlock did testify that Scott could not immediately name what type of fish he went fishing for, but also testified it could have been just a natural response to what everything was going on at the time. His pregnant wife was missing. At no time did Scott forget that he had been fishing, and at no time did Scott attempt to hide the fact that he had gone fishing. Scott began with a phone call to Laci stating that he was at the marina and continued to tell the same consistent story, even going so far as to correct Ron and tell him that he had not played golf that day. It's not reasonable to call Scott a liar when the abundance of evidence and testimony reveals that he had been truthful about his whereabouts on December 24th. As previously outlined in our article, Scott's Timeline, there were 18 sources and witnesses from court that show how truthful Scott was about the details of his day on December 24th. This alleged lie to Amy Kringbaum and Tara Venerable is the only exception. So what do you think? A golfing lie.
I hope he doesn't get a new trial. I really don't think he will. I will be shocked. Just my opinion.
I don't want a new trial.
I call it. This is like his last chance to get anything.
The last
Like-
hurrah.
Well, so the other judge had overturned the death sentence, which in a way for me, being a Californian, that death sentence thing is an ugly joke. It takes, especially the appeal process. Obviously, this case is one of them. So I look at it as if it was about sentencing, I'm trying to figure out if it was death penalty or not.
It was
That
death
would make
penalty.
sense. But they're talking about a brand new trial. As a person that advocates for the missing, especially I don't know the family, I would not want them to go through that same pain and suffering with it. But kind of like I was with Alan's thing, if his rights of due process was wrong and their defense showed enough to show that he needs a new trial, then it's understandable. Do I feel it will be possibly done? No. I don't even know if this is like his last appeal or he's got a couple more. The last time I remember reading about this, they were even thinking about using familial DNA that might acquit him.
Well,
Which
he got
no
the,
one-
okay.
No one's done yet.
They overturned the death penalty, and then so now he gets a new sentencing phase in which they
Yeah.
have to bring a lot of this out there just for the sentencing phase. That's the reason I'm thinking that, because they're going to bring so much of this in, and just for this sentencing.
I'm gonna attach the Crime Online article for you guys.
Okay.
The way I was reading this article, it does not sound like it's just for the penalty phase. This is for a brand new.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
no, he's already got the okay for the penalty phase. That's already on. That's why I'm saying this now is for the whole trial. But they're also saying that since so much of it's going to be already for the penalty phase, that's the reason I think he's going to get the whole trial, because I don't know. I just have a feeling I have it. I could be totally wrong, and maybe I am. I just feel that
If the judge feels that the new technology of DNA could either help or hurt, the judge might. But my gut feeling is hoping that it doesn't. The family don't need this.
No, not at all. I don't know.
And
Maybe
then-
maybe by saying that it's going to happen and it won't. Maybe I'm doing that crazy thinking. You know, if I say, "Oh, it's going to happen," it's going to happen, then it won't.
I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, we know that.
Saying,
If I want to go like comparison on this, if he gets his trial, and let's say Delphi gets their trial, Scott Peterson's case will, TV wise, will overcome the Delphi case. I would rather have more publicity on Delphi, which we don't know which way it's going, than something of like, oh, look what happened long time ago. If you remember the fiasco that came with the media, can you imagine that media that is now here now? How much craziness we'll get through all YouTubers?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I still think, even though sometimes you think like a lot of people know about Delphi, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you go and you poll random people not on YouTube, I bet you they don't even know, because there's cases in here that you would think, oh, everybody knows about that case,
oh, true, yes.
and then they have no idea. Just look at the Chris Watts case. Most people in my day-to-day life don't even know who Chris Watts is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard of the Delphi case till you started covering it, Carolyn.
Yeah, and I didn't hear about it until like 2019.
But Scott
My
Peterson,
adult
we
children,
all heard him.
my adult children know nothing about the cases we talk about.
Wait, the case that was hard to me and it got me started on things was called the Sierra Lamar case on Morgan Hill.
I don't know that. I'm not by that name. What was it? When did it happen?
Oh, that was like almost, I feel like it's now 10 years ago. It was so long ago.
Yes, Mike, since you know a lot of cases, have you ever followed that Carly Guse?
Never heard of it.
No?
No.
I'm on a Facebook group. She's been missing since, was it 2018, 2019? The teen where she was,
Her name again?
Carly Guse, Guse.
Unfortunately, can you say that again? Because on my side, it went like a helicopter.
Carly, Guse, I believe is how you spell it. She's a teen that went missing early in the morning, supposedly went walking away from the house, maybe under some kind of drug.
I found it.
Yeah, the stepmother was the last one to see her. I'm in a Facebook group. I've been in it since that case happened. And I go and check every once in a while. There's never anything new.
Wait a minute, I know this is not factual, but somebody did a search of Carly Goose's found safe, and the other one's of Carly Goose dead. So obviously there was people trying to search that up.
That one has always bugged me.
How old is she?
16, I think, 16, I believe.
Yeah, 16, and Grunge in 2022 did an update on that.
The family was on Dr. Phil one time.
I'm not gonna even refer to this person at all.
No?
No, she's a creator I don't like. I won't.
Oh yeah, we don't
say
talk
his
about
name.
other creators.
Yeah, we don't talk about other creators,
No, he did a report on that. I'll take a different one
But
instead.
the stepmother, I was in that group the next
Oh,
day.
you know what? I did talk about this one time. You must have mentioned it to me, because I remember the
Yeah,
stepmother.
you
It
talked
says,
about it.
arrested for corporal injury to a spouse. The father of the missing California girl who disappeared in 2018
Yes,
has been
yes.
arrested for domestic violence.
Her mother seems to think that the stepmom and dad have something to do with it. I don't know if she's changed her mind. She lived with dad and the stepmother.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Lindsay you're talking about?
No, Carly
No.
Guse.
Carly.
Oh,
Sorry, I just wondered if you knew about
I'm
it.
reading an article trying to figure out if Lindsay is the mom.
Oh, is Lindsay her mom? Is that her mom's name?
I don't know, probably. I can't
Okay.
remember. I don't follow it that hard. I just go and look every once in a while, see if there's anything new.
So last person seen was the stepmother.
Was that also an Indiana scooter?
No,
No, this is in California. It's
Yeah.
Mono, California. It's more like way. I think it's north.
It's supposed to be like near the California state line, Nevada and California.
What case? I just got back. What case scooter?
Carly
What case?
Guse.
Oh,
Carly,
Guse.
Guse.
K-A-R-L-I-E-G-U-S-E with an accent.
is this kind of like before Kylie was found? Kind of like how mysterious this case is, like how Kylie was.
this one's always been mysterious. Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell us, is this the case where they went off the cliff or not? Is this something else?
No. You're thinking,
No,
of
the
the
girl
heart
went
murders.
working supposedly early in the morning.
Okay.
On her own, supposedly missing, walking out the door at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe under the influence of some kind of drugs or something.
Was she a young girl?
Huh?
Yes, 16 or so, I think.
Yeah, 16. You'd have to read up on it.
Remember this
Oh,
one?
okay. So they have a private investigator. That's good to know.
Wow. How long ago did you speak on it, Carolyn? Because I don't really remember it.
I do remember. It's probably at least maybe a year ago, but who knows at the timelines? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. But
Right.
Sometimes
just
it's
one of
a year.
those things that, always has stuck with me, wondering what really happened with her. Was the stepmother involved?
Why did you get stuck on that case? Is there a reason?
No, I mean, just because it happened, when, I don't know.
It is.
I just joined the group when it was going on.
Okay.
You wouldn't know what the stepmother's first name is, right?
Yes,
can't
Melissa.
remember.
Melissa Guse.
Oh,
it
yeah,
says.
Melissa, yes.
Okay.
The mother was stepmother the next day was all, like, made this video, and had it on Facebook. I don't know what's going on, where's my
Yeah.
water, blah, 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 blah. And she just seemed like she was kind of drugged up herself.
And I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm-
Lindsay is her mother's name is Lindsay.
Oh, okay.
Lindsay Fairley.
Okay.
Zach is like the boyfriend of Melissa?
Zach is okay. Zach is the father. It says, while Lindsay never directly accused Carly's father and stepmother, Zach and Melissa Guse, of killing her 16-year-old, she said she certainly what did she say? Certainly felt they knew more about her disappearance than they were letting on. They didn't call 911. They said nothing was wrong. I think there's evil in Melissa and Zach's house. Lindsay was referring to the night of October 13th, 2018, when Carly disappeared at some point during the early morning hours after a night out with friends. Melissa, who picked up Carly up from town on Friday, the night before she disappeared, said Carly kept apologizing while acting paranoid and disoriented, and when given a salad to eat, Carly spit it out and called it the devil's lettuce.
Yeah,
Melissa,
No wonder why there's some I call problems in the case.
Yeah, it says Melissa admitted she didn't call
Um,
911. However, she thought Carly was fine after she calmed the girl down and stayed in her room with her for the night. Carly was gone the following morning. Melissa claims she woke up at 5:30 a.m., looked over and saw Carly lying next to her with her eyes open and wide awake. She dozed off again, and when she woke back up, Carly had left. She left behind her cell phone, her purse, and her other personal belongings. Both Zach and Melissa claim they have no idea where Carly disappeared to, while Lindsay, the mother, has her doubts about the story and said they've changed their timeline and version of events several times.
See, sometimes I do believe the stepmother and the father, but how could she have, what happened to her then? Do you know what I mean? Supposedly she went outside and went walking off down the highway. Highway 6, they always say, and see, I have Highway 6 right here. But, so what? It said she just went walking and was supposedly spotted by at least one or two people in the neighborhood. Saw her walking early in the morning. And she doesn't have her cell phone, she doesn't have all that stuff. Somebody else said that she had been acting paranoid like a few days before she went disappearing.
Well,
I remember reading on that and thinking, was this girl on some kind of drug? Or was she
Or were they
really
just
having
saying
some kind of
that?
mental issue? You know?
Yeah. and she just,
Yeah, yeah, I see why that area is kind of like freshness off. It reminds me of Jennifer or Jessica Foster's
Who?
story.
Who?
Last name Foster. It's a Canadian story. The mom is Glendean Grant.
Not
It
familiar with
just
her.
reminds me of it with too.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
I'd love to hear about it, Mike. I'm not really familiar with that. Could you just give us a...
Okay. The basic on that one, mom is always having good connections with Miss Foster, and then one day she decided to meet up with some guy out in Las Vegas, and he really convinces her and kind of sweet talks her. All of a sudden, she disappears. Glendean Grant, which is the mother that started the group called MAP, Mothers Against Human Trafficking, her organization. So that one, I don't call it kidnapping. That was probably more likely human trafficking, and because this person had the same kind of job of escort services. I'm just looking like, okay, this explains why law enforcement's not doing so much because of her job.
Okay. I don't know.
Some cases really hold the attention.
I
Somehow-
do like Dr. Phil, but the problem with Dr. Phil is too much of a reality show.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care for him anymore, Mike. I don't really like
He's so
him.
scripted, and he's got all his little
Yes,
sayings. Like,
yes.
Well, I had a friend that went on the show, so.
so did I, yeah. But
so.
yeah, I just don't think he's just all about, yeah. I just don't really think he's helping people. But anyway, they did have a meeting with Scott Peterson, his family, on November 7th, and they say, we just had our first visit with Scott since his transfer to Mule Creek. It was in a room very similar to the one pictured below, also at Mule Creek. And I'll put a picture of that up so you can see what that looks like. And that's really small. Let me make it really big. Okay. And then she said, in the past, when visiting Scott at San Quentin as a death row inmate, he would come through a secured door, handcuffed and escorted by an officer. He would be brought to a visiting cell where we would join him with food items we had purchased from the vending machines. The officer would then lock us in the visiting cell with Scott. Scott would then back up to a small opening on the door, and the officer would remove his cuffs. We would then visit for up to 4 hours. If we needed a comfort break, we could flag down an officer. They would cuff Scott, open the door to let us out, and then repeat the cuffing process when we got back. Uncuffing, I'm sure they mean. Just down the hall was a large room filled with inmates and visitors, much like the one pictured. We hadn't thought much about how different it would be to visit in that room. Well, it was a bit surreal. The visiting room was almost full with about 25 inmates and their visitors. Scott entered through a pedestrian door. He was not cuffed and not escorted. He walked to the front of the room and checked in with the officer, and then he came over and sat at our table. No cuffs, no getting locked in a cell, no asking to use the restroom. It was a little overwhelming to think about the level of deprivation Scott has lived with. Oh, poor baby. At a minimum, he has been cuffed and escorted every time he has left his tier for over 19 years. It was shocking to see him walk full stride with arms swinging. He has walked full stride since being in prison. We just haven't seen it. There were little freedoms during the visit, like being able to walk to the vending machines together and both pick what we wanted. There were more profound freedoms, like saying hello to a little toddler with pigtails who was looking up at us and smiling from a few feet away. For almost 20 years, Scott has only seen children while cuffed on through the bars and plexiglass of a visiting cell. It was a great visit. Aren't you so excited for Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Margo.
Happy Scooter.
Crazy.
I'm with Margot Creek.
Hi, Sharon. Sharon.
Hello, Miss Candice.
Love you.
They want us to feel sorry for him. Come
Yeah,
on.
that he hasn't been able to walk swinging his arms, you know.
Oh, boy. Poor guy.
Yeah. And not being able to see little toddlers in pigtails because he loves kids so much. That's why he killed his own, right?
That make me barf.
I
I call
know.
it is, if he never wants to have kids, why the heck did he even try to produce and do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. And so December 2nd, 10 a.m., they're going to announce, the judge announced the decision as to whether Scott's conviction will be overturned based on juror misconduct.
Doesn't deserve a new trial.
And I forgot what the yak was over that one juror.
Well, because she said that she was never involved in a lawsuit and that she wasn't, she was pregnant and she had a restraining order against her husband's ex-girlfriend, and so the restraining order is considered a legal case, a lawsuit, whatever, so, and then the domestic violence in which she's pregnant, and then they thought she lied like crazy just to get on the jury, and she lied in the questionnaire, so that's the whole thing.
That's basically the allegation is that she lied.
Yeah,
to
I mean, I
Laci
can read it
beyond
directly from but that she's lied about. It says, on question 54, the respondent offered a money or property explanation to defend juror 7's answer. She could have, okay, so they're trying to say that she just misunderstood the question, but what they're saying is no, she understood it and she just lied her head off to get on the jury to let him fry, because they said that she said, I want to fry Scott Peterson.
Well, why isn't the defense insisting to have the juror be arrested for perjury?
Well, she got immunity to testify.
Got it.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That's,
He's probably holding on to everything, hoping maybe somehow he's got this little shred of hope that he can get out.
He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't even deserve to have visitors.
see, yeah, it says juror 7 indicated on her questionnaire that she was a 34-year-old woman who grew up in East Palo Alto. She initially checked that she was single, but scratched it out and indicated that she had been living with a significant other for 5 years who was employed as a mail courier. She has 4 children, 1 to 11 and 15, at least one of whom lived in her home, where she also lived with her mother. She indicated that she had some college or tech school and that she had training as a medical assistant and a CNA. At the time she filled out the questionnaire, she was employed as a bank teller for Stanford Federal Credit Union and had been with the bank for approximately 1 year. She stated that when she was younger, she wanted to be a lawyer and that she had taken a Citizens Police Academy class. Question 54A asked whether she had ever been involved in a lawsuit, and this is the thing, okay? And she put no. Next question, 54B, follow-up to 54A, asked if yes, whether he or she had been the plaintiff, defendant, or both, and asked for an explanation. She left that blank. In question 68, in response to whether any of her relatives or friends had been arrested or charged with a criminal offense, she checked yes and wrote that her brother was in prison. In response to question 72, which asked whether she had ever participated in a trial as a party witness or interested observer, she checked no. She also checked no in response to question 74, which asked whether she or any member of her family or close friends had ever been a victim or a witness to any crime. In response to 87, she was asked whether she recognized any of the parties in the case, including Mr. Peterson, and she checked yes and wrote, well, who doesn't? She also indicated that she had read, heard, and or seen something about the case, but just the basics. She checked no in response to the question 101, which asked if there's anything else that the court should know about her qualifications as a juror. At the end of the questionnaire, Juror 7 attested that it was true and correct to the best of her knowledge, signed it under the penalty of perjury, and dated it March 9th, 2004.
Defense investigation team really messed up on this one. They really didn't fact check her.
Yeah, well, yep.
But then again, the prosecution did the same thing too. Because it takes both sides to say, yes, I want the juror, or no, I don't. Do I think she purposely, maliciously lied enough to be on there to affect the case? I'm on the fence on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, everything is. I'm just going through this whole thing here.
That's why I could see why the Supreme Court reversed its decision on the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will she be prosecuted for
No, she got immunity.
that?
She got immunity
She got
because she
immunity.
testified. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Well, with the immunity, which kind of helps, if you gave me to do a percentage, I'd say 75% chance no on a retrial, but 25% chance that the judge might see it because of the court of law, a new trial. But it's the immunity that throws me off.
Yeah, it says, let's see, they offered to Rochelle Neese, that's the juror, will come before she testifies at a February 25th evidentiary hearing. Stanislaus County District Attorney Bridget Flageller announced. Neese was juror number 7 in the trial that ended in 2004 with his conviction for killing his pregnant wife, Laci Peterson, and their unborn son. Prosecutors say that Peterson took his wife's body to the Modesto Book, and we know all that. Let's see. Attorneys say Neese did not reveal during jury selection that she had been beaten by a boyfriend while pregnant in 2001, and she also did not disclose that during another pregnancy she had obtained a restraining order, considered a type of lawsuit, against a boyfriend's ex-girlfriend whom she feared would hurt her unborn child. I don't think you can make an argument that somebody who is pregnant and has been the victim of violence can go into trial and at the very least not feel some bias towards a circumstance where a victim is pregnant, where the victim is a pregnant woman who has basically had violence occur, Peterson's lawyer Pat Harris said. Yeah, so. And then she said, I did not lie to get on this trial to fry Scott. But, so.
Can I just say what I have a problem with?
Mm-hmm.
How did it take almost 20 years for Scott Peterson and his lawyer to get to this place?
Well,
I mean, come on.
they've been going.
This is a simple matter if you think about it.
Yeah, but they've been going, and the sister-in-law went to law school and became a lawyer.
Isn't that crazy? But you could help this dude.
Yeah.
She's supposed to put down, I swear.
Wow, Scott's sister-in-law went
The
for it?
sister-in-law's brother's wife, yeah.
This is exactly why I hate the death penalty, because of the appeal process itself.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what California had. I could be wrong. I think they have a certain amount that they can do. That's why I'm looking like, is this his last final hurrah?
Could be.
That's what that's what I'm getting the feeling of. Like, this is his last hurrah. Like, oh, this is my last appeal. At least, well, California death penalty, the way it is now, it's like saying, okay, we'll put you in death penalty, but we can't execute you because of chemicals.
Right.
As a taxpayer, that's a waste of money.
Well, they're pointing also now, they just put this out on October 10th, in an interview with Larry King immediately after the sentencing Scott to death, the jury foreman could not explain when Scott Peterson had the opportunity to take the life of his wife Laci and unborn son Connor. He said, well, at some point, he decided to kill his wife, and he killed his wife, and he put her in a boat, and he dumped her body in the bay. We posted the actual video in the comments. Scott has been in prison for over 19 years for a crime that no one can timeline. It's time for a new trial. We need justice for Laci. Scott Peterson appeal. They have to put all these hashtags in. So they say, Larry King says, most puzzling about this is, how do you think this crime was committed? What happened? And the jury foreman says, can you be a little more specific if possible? Larry says, no, you were the jury. You should be specific. How did he do what you judged he did? What did he do? The jury foreman said, well, at some point he decided he wanted to kill his wife, and he killed his wife. He put her in a boat, and he dumped her body in the bay. Larry says, how do you think he accomplished that without witnesses? And the jury foreman said, well, more than likely, this was done in his home, and the only witness there that I'd be aware of, perhaps the dog or the cat, and it doesn't appear that they have any comments. And then Larry says that, yeah, that's it. That's what they put there for that. So they're saying
that foreman was being sarcastic with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But they're using that as like, oh, the jury foreman doesn't know how it, he could have done this with a real timeline, and can't say it on Larry King that he should never have been convicted.
Wow.
No. You could be a juror and say whatever you want to say. You don't have to tell the full truth.
It was a quick synopsis of the case. It wasn't, there weren't details, asked at all. So
I do remember a while back, they were looking at, like, the whole DNA thing. Like, okay, if we brought the DNA in here, how is this going to do? Like, because that will probably, if he gets a trial, that will probably come in.
And then they said the prosecution's theory that Scott allegedly killed Laci the evening of December 23rd was hit with a striking blow when their own witness, Detective Lytle Wall, testified. According to computer forensics, it looks like Laci was on the home computer from 8:40 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. the morning of December 24th, 2002. When Ted Rollins asked the jurors on Larry King how they reconciled this computer use with Scott's guilt, they clearly had no idea what he was talking about. The evidence doesn't fit. Scott, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Evidence doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
How did they know it was her on the computer?
I know.
I hope he doesn't get a new trial. I really do.
Me too.
Oh. Did they cremate or put her whole body in the ground?
Good question.
Well, only her partial body was found.
Mm-hmm.
Then more likely cremated. Can't pull back evidence on that, so let's
Not
that
sure. Let me see. Let me check at that.
Mm-hmm. That's a great
I
question.
think she was buried. I don't know why.
They found the baby first. They found the tape around the baby's neck.
Mm-hmm.
Then they found the body, her body.
No, they were buried at the Burwoods. Laci and Connor were buried at the Burwood Cemetery on August 30th, 2003.
This is where I hope to God that there's no retrial. Can you imagine?
But her head was missing. You know, it was just her torso that
Yeah.
washed
Oh,
up.
they never did find her head?
No.
No.
Oh,
But here's what I call what, like I said, I hope it doesn't go through. The suffering of the family will probably, from the defense, if they wanted to, hopefully they wouldn't, they could exhume the body.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And then it's just enough suffering for the family. They've been through so much. It's been so traumatic. I just can't, imagine this.
Like just think about it. Like the family is like on the fence right now, like waiting to see if it's going to be a retrial. It's like
Yeah,
and it's a trigger. Like for me, it's a trigger even thinking about it.
absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, he's done enough damage over the past years. He killed someone's daughter. And
I kind of wonder if that's part of his little sadistic mind. Like, something I've been going through this. I'm going to make your life miserable. I'm going to do this.
that makes sense.
Very possible.
Very possible. Good perspective there.
Yes.
He's a creep.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to have control, obviously. So, what's the best way to hurt the family? Let's bring up old wounds.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way. Because probably in his jail cell, even though he's like, dang, I'm in here for a while, thinking it's like, and get the possibility of dying from death. Like if he was sitting in his cell, I could imagine him as a killer having that big smile and all, just like Charles Manson, which is in California.
Exactly.
yeah.
I always said if they let Charles Manson out, because of course he tried to get paroled many times, that he wouldn't have made it to the first street corner before that was the end of him.
Yeah, everybody always said that, remember, Sharon?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I agree wholeheartedly.
At least I could say one thing out of all murderers. He is one murderer that never really, I call killed somebody with his hands.
Right.
All right, we got a comment from the chat. I apologize. It's been that long already. Now they're going through this crap. I don't agree with this at all. Christine Frere says, Garrigo's defense twisted the web search data, but it was later determined the umbrella stand and scarf were banner ads on Yahoo, not a search, Shanna says. Thank you for that comment.
Oh.
It's interesting. This is why Sharon is more confident Scott will be found guilty again. Because the advancement of computer analysis technology will unravel what the defense is trying to weave. Great comment, Shannon. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if they pursue on it, I think CC Moore's company, if they use it, will slam dunk him.
I'm trying to see if they had anything.
California will never put him to death anyway, so I don't know what the big deal was, but.
Right.
All they're waiting for is this one concoction to change it, and then they can proceed to it.
Oh,
So they have the hair in the boat that has the DNA that they tried to link Laci to Scott, the hair.
do you think he put her in the water headless?
Oh.
Well,
Good.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
possibility. And hi, Cheryl Anderson. Good day, Mike.
I don't know.
isn't that awful? But my mind went
They
there.
said there was no evidence that Laci was cut up. There were no tool marks were found on her body. Forensic testimony indicated that her body was disarticulated due to, hold on a sec, what did they say?
That's
Due to
just
decomposition, which means as her body decomposed, her limbs and heads became detached.
China said there's a lot of info in the Making Kelly interview with John Doerr. He was the lead detective.
Oh yeah, did you
Hi,
just say, you said
Cheryl.
that, Megan Kelly, did you say that? Somebody said that yesterday. Did
Hi,
you say that?
Cheryl.
Or was that, who mentioned that,
You want
Megan
me-
Kelly? No, Mike,
You want me
I'm
to grab
having
it?
like deja vu, because somebody just said that there was a Megan Kelly interview. Did you say that in chat yesterday or something?
No, John Bueller. No, I don't think so.
No. He, Mike said a
Megan Kelly?
Megan Kelly interview about something.
Mike,
Mike, are you
I-
there?
Don't watch the show.
I just said it just now.
But you didn't say anything yesterday about that? Why do I think I'm getting really scared now because somebody told me something about a Megan Kelly interview that I had to listen to.
That's what Shauna said. Shauna said that in
No,
chat.
but-
Just-
Oh, she said it yesterday?
Yeah,
Emily-
Oh, okay, and you just read it, Mike. Okay, I was really losing my mind here. Okay, all right.
Carol, you're okay.
Okay, I'm okay. All right.
you're okay this time.
I'm just
This
Okay.
time.
Because I'm like, somebody just told me about a Megan Kelly interview. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh.
I didn't even know she still had a show. Shows you how much I watch daytime.
One of your mods just said that Shauna did mention it last night.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Not
Got
crazy
them
for
on
today.
here, listen.
It was Robbie Bob.
Hi, Robbie. Hi, Robbie Bob.
Oh, people, hello.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. And what else do we have here? People, case facts, over here. Nursery didn't flee. And Amber Frey is going to test if she's agreed to testify again if he does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shannon said that. Yeah, the hair is a very solid piece of physical evidence because, as John Bueller stated, it was interweaved into the tweezers in a way that would be explained only due to Scott using it to tighten the ropes. Wow. Or at least
Is it Butler, not Bueller?
I think it's, is it Bueller? I think.
Ferris?
Carol.
Well, that's what everybody's thinking, Bueller.
Really?
Because when I just Googled that up, it came back of saying include results for Making Kelly interview on John Butler, not Bueller.
Oh, must be Butler then. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe
must
it's just
be.
auto-corrected to Bueller.
I'm rechecking just in case.
Bueller?
Bueller?
Bueller? Bueller. Lord.
Was this yesterday?
Okay.
Well, I don't know if the interview was yesterday. I don't think it was yesterday. She said it yesterday, though.
Tell me about the tweezers. The extensive detail I don't know
Oh,
about.
you don't know that one? Okay.
I don't think I do.
All right.
Oh, Detective John Bueller.
All right, hold on.
Detective John Bueller was the lead detective. He's very handsome, actually, she said. His name, the lead detective on the case was John Bueller.
Okay.
Wasn't it Burchini? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Focus is on hair. Let's see what this is. Okay, so the California cops searching Scott Peterson's boat found a pair of pliers with strands of his murdered wife's hair on them.
Old flyers.
Yeah.
Pliers, not tweezers, okay, that makes
Pliers,
sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Prosecutors plan to introduce the potentially explosive DNA evidence and the tool discovered stashed under a seat of his 14-foot aluminum boat as key evidence at the Peterson trial. It was not immediately clear whether authorities will try to tie the pliers to the slaying of Peterson's pregnant wife Laci or his later alleged attempts to dispose of her body. Police say they believe the cheating hubby violently killed his 28-year-old wife in their Modesto home on the night of December 23rd and weighed down her body with concrete anchors before tossing her into the murky waters of the San Francisco Bay. News of the pliers' discovery came as both the prosecution and defense claimed to have found more witnesses to back up their cases. One potential witness for the prosecution has been described as a local burglary suspect who was casing the Petersons' neighborhood early Christmas Eve morning and told cops that he saw Scott doing something suspicious. There were no further details, but Peterson has already acknowledged he thought someone was watching him load large umbrellas into his car the day he took that day to take to the storage warehouse. Cops later obtained a search warrant for the warehouse. It was not known whether they found any umbrellas. Peterson said he was fishing December 24th, the day he reported Laci missing. Defense sources counter that they have at least one witness with information suggesting Laci was kidnapped before she was killed, and the robberies in the area may be tied to her disappearance. Several neighbors have said there was a strange van parked in the area around the time she vanished. The defense said it already has at least one credible suspect in the case. Laci's body and that of 8.5-month-old Connor washed up on the bay. Peterson was busted a few days later with thousands of dollars in cash in his pocket and a form filled out in his brother's name for a new passport.
Not to mention his dyed hair.
I found what she was talking about. I don't know if it's something that she typed in as being recent, or this was or the 2021 interview.
Yes,
that I found
10 months ago. 10 months ago, she said. So it's
And,
around.
I don't know if you want to play it or not.
We can't play it on here because I can't do that for copyright, but people can go and see it.
It's copyright on podcast.
Yeah, anything. It's not our material, yeah.
But I thought podcast is you could share it out if they already did that.
Yeah.
You have to have the permission of the people.
Because I found this on public domain, so how is that a
Yeah,
strike?
I don't know. You have to have their
I
permission.
don't know how YouTube is.
Yeah,
but I thought
YouTube.
that was under
They
YouTube.
could file. If I played it, they could file and say that's mine, and then that would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to chance it. I have enough.
Yeah,
I have
I
enough
don't
problems.
want to chance it. I just look at like it's in public domain on.
Yeah. Probably it would be no
You know what I
problem,
mean?
but I mean, I just.
I understand it.
Yeah. Let's see. Scott does rent a car.
Is there any mods in this chat with me right now that can be able to copy that and at least post it in the chat?
Oh,
for
they could
anybody
post
that
it.
wanna
Yeah,
watch
sure,
it?
they could post it in the chat.
I'll be happy to do that.
I'm hoping there's enough words on it because you can only get up to 200.
Well, hopefully you can see this. This is the last, hopefully it pastes in there. That's what I got. Yeah, thank you. Good to go.
I don't know if that's the full whole thing, but at least it gives us. I'll test it right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mike.
It would. Sure.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so go ahead and check that out, all the information we can get, and I'm knowledgeable on the case. I think it's important, and I hope he doesn't get a new one. I hope he doesn't get a new trial. If he does, then we'll have to see how that goes and follow it as it goes. Like you said, Mike, we can only go by the evidence, right? The evidence tells the story. We'll see.
Okay, so.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna jump down. I got that line, so I like to.
Oh,
watch
okay.
it
Yeah.
sometime.
Well, we appreciate you coming up, and don't be a stranger.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye. Meeting you. Come back sometime.
Hang back with us.
Don't come
Thanks,
back.
Mike.
Okay, here's something. Listen to this. So Nancy Grace said, okay, wait a minute. I want to hear him on the phone with Amber. Everybody listened to part of the secret tapes where Amber Frey allegedly catches Scott in multiple lies, speaking of lies. And then you hear Amber say, yeah, and I deserve to understand an explanation of why you told me you lost your wife and this was the first holidays you'd spend without her. That was December 9th when you told me this, and now all of a sudden your wife is missing? Are you kidding me? Now Nancy Grace then says, that's bad. Now Janie Peterson, the sister-in-law, says, that's not bad. When you look at the tips that are coming in, and then you hear about a burglary happening across the street, and those are the things that are going through our family's mind. And let's see here. She goes, when I heard my own response to that phone call being played about Scott's infidelity lies, I cringed and thought, did I say that? I would never say Scott's lies to Amber were not bad, but clearly those words came out of my mouth. I wonder if it had been edited in some way. Had they swapped my response from another topic? This is her again saying, that's, if it had been a little over 4 weeks since the taping of the show, so I couldn't immediately remember what the topic might have been. Later in the show, they aired this exchange between Dan Abrams and me. This is, again, Janie Peterson talking. Dan Abrams says, you think it's just horrible luck that Scott had said to Amber, I lost my wife on December 9th, that she goes missing 2 weeks later, and that her body was found in the bay where Scott Peterson was fishing 4 months later? Do you think that's just bad luck? And Janie says, first off, yes. I think it's horrible what Scott said to Amber. Second, I don't think the bodies being found in the bay have anything to do with luck. Well, I was sitting at home December 26th and watching TV with Laci missing, and I saw on national news that the Modesto police announced Scott's alibi. I was stunned. My thought was, we don't know who has Laci. We do not know what their intent is, and if their intent is to harm her, they're going to put her in the bay. And then she says, this is two completely opposite responses to the same phone call. They have me saying that's not bad, and then later I say, I think it's horrible. The latter being more in line with my thoughts on the subject. Clearly they had done some editing on what was supposed to have been a live-to-tape interview. I began to rack my brain for what my earlier comments had in fact been in response to. Was it worth trying to remember? Was it worth correcting publicly? We learned a long time ago that you can't chase down all the misinformation, and we are always evaluating where we put our efforts. I kept wondering, though, had anyone else cringed at my alleged response? Ultimately, I decided it was worth a mention. After all, one of the reasons we agreed to do the show was because it was live to tape. That generally means that what they tape is what gets aired. While we were told there may be some minor editing, completely swapping responses is in no way appropriate. Editing is a very powerful tool, and this is a perfect example of how words can be twisted in an editing room. Since I decided to do some sort of public correction, I first need to remember exactly what was said. This part of the search entailed watching the show a couple of more times and reviewing the notes I had taken right after the taping to see if that would trigger what my statement had really been in response to. Nothing was coming to mind. Over the next few weeks, I would occasionally ponder what it could have been. I knew it was in response to something Scott said to Amber, but I couldn't think what. Then one day, while driving, it hit me. My statement was in response to Dan or Nancy, I believe Dan, saying something like, Scott was on the phone with Amber, and he says to her, I didn't do it, but I know who did, and I'll tell you when I see you. Nancy says, that's bad, to which I responded, that's not bad when you look at tips that are coming in, and then you hear about a burglary happening across the street. Those are things that go through our family's mind. Finally, I remembered it. It turns out they did edit my response and put it in an entirely different and incorrect context. The next part of the search was finding the actual transcript of the phone call that mentioned during the taping of Grace versus Adams had not aired it. The call where Scott said to Amber, I didn't do it, but I know who did, and I'll tell you later when I see you. I heard that phone call quoted for 15 years. but needed to make sure I got the wording right in the comments I was preparing. I searched the entirety of the trial transcripts for this phone conversation. Nothing. I kept trying various versions of the sentence. Nothing. Could it be this call was never played at trial and therefore not made public? I went on to search the over 43,000 pages of non-public prosecution case files we have, and I was still unable to find any reference whatsoever to this conversation between Scott and Amber. The truth is, I discovered this call never occurred. The truth is, Scott never told Amber, I know who did it. The breaking news of this alleged case was in a Ted Rollins story that aired on May 26, 2003, about 5 weeks after Scott was arrested. Authorities have Peterson-Frey phone conversations. Modesto investigators have recorded phone conversations between Scott Peterson and his former mistress, Amber Frey, including one in which he told her he knew the identity of his wife's abductor. Ted Rollins' Monday report from Modesto. And she says, according to a transcript of the call allegedly recorded by the Modesto police, so they put the reporter reading transcript. Do I need to be afraid of you, Amber says. Scott says, absolutely not. I'm not a monster. Amber says, did you have anything to do with your wife's disappearance? Scott says, no, but I know who did it, and I'll tell you later when I see you. The next day, the alleged conversation was printed in the New York Post, and the same night, on the May 27th episode of Larry King Live, this alleged conversation is talked about. Larry King says, Nancy, the New York Post reports today in a headline, I know Laci's killer. Scott, in shock, called to his mistress. According to the story, Scott called Amber 5 or 6 times a night after she went public with their affair, and then she reportedly taped the conversation. Do I need to be afraid of you? Absolutely not, etc. How do they know that? Nancy says, well, apparently they've gotten to listen to some of the transcripts or some of the tapes, and very quickly it was said here on the panel that there's going to be a lot of boring listening. If there are taped conversations between Scott Peterson and Amber Frey, I can guarantee you it's not going to be boring. Larry says, no. I said the boring would be with his lawyers. Nancy said, with the lawyer, now you may be right about that, but regarding this, and Larry says, but how do you know that it's a fact? She says, it was quoted. Larry says, how do you know? I mean, the New York Post. And Nancy says, and it was also reported by several other news outlets. Apparently there's a leak on one side or the other that is releasing this, either the transcript or the tape, which is interesting. Larry says, they're the ones with this headline, Bring in the Monster, right? Okay. So they've been occasionally wrong. Do we know that it's a factual call? And is it going to be introduced into evidence? Do we know that? Kimberly Newsom says, right, we don't know. And it's actually a fact. We're not going to know any fact. All of this is speculation until the case is presented, first and foremost, in a preliminary hearing or to a grand jury, but it looks like a preliminary hearing now. While we are grateful for Larry's skepticism, it wasn't shared throughout the rest of media. After these broadcasts, the alleged conversation was repeated by Nancy Grace, Geraldo Rivera, Rita Cosby, and various others. And it was repeated to me on Grace versus Abrams 15 years later. In all the mentions of this alleged call, we never heard any audio played. There is only an alleged transcript mentioned. The truth is, I have never heard this conversation referred to before and had no idea it had even happened. I had never looked into it because despite media claims, there was nothing incriminating about it, as I explained in my answer to Nancy Grace. The truth is, the truth requires searching. The truth requires work. I went looking for the truth about an incorrect edit on a television show this year, and after hours of research, we found out yet another breaking news day in this case back in 2003 was never even news to begin with. The truth is, after 15 years, there are still things I don't know about this case. And what is also true is that every new thing I learn is always in Scott's favor and brings us one step closer to justice for Laci, Connor, and Scott. The truth is, we will never stop fighting. We will never stop searching. We will never stop speaking the truth. I don't know. Crazy.
She's determined, isn't she?
Yeah. Determined enough she went to law school.
That is crazy.
Wow.
A little obsessed. I don't know. It's very strange to me.
Very obsessed, yes.
I don't understand, how could anybody refute that evidence? There's so much evidence. I mean, even going back then.
Well, somebody
Is
other
there
named.
you
Oh, sorry.
And common sense too.
Some lady named Linda said, I watched that she, in response to this, that I watched this show recently. As much as I did not want to believe Scott was guilty, in the end, I believe he is. I will say I don't believe there was evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, though. There were 3 jurors on that jury that I thought had no business serving. One was the strawberry shortcake lady. The other 2 men were just obnoxious as hell. Janie Peterson, I want to tell you that you were the smartest, most reasonable person on the panel of Grace versus Abrams. I wanted to hear more from you than all the loudmouths trying to outtalk each other. You seem very sincere. God bless you, Janie. Whether Scott did it or not, I'm sorry, I believe he did. I hope he realizes how much you have devoted your life to him in this case.
Wow. Powerful comment.
But why? What's
I think it's because if she has kids with her, she doesn't want their uncle to be a murderer.
Mm.
And she doesn't want, I don't think she wants her husband's brother to be a murderer like that. Would you?
Well, no.
So they're trying to. Well, Scooter might be like, well, he's still a nice guy. No.
No.
Yeah, so I think, you wouldn't want your kids probably, can you imagine with that stigma?
He's always maintained his
Yeah, but everybody know, okay, oh, hey, your name's Peterson. You're not like that. You're not related to that guy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, wow, your uncle's a cold-blooded murderer. You murdered his wife, and yeah, okay.
Peterson is such a common last name. It's just
Common enough.
I know, but they're recognized, and I think
I think she's in love with him myself.
You do? You think she is in love with him?
I do. I do. I do.
What does her husband look like? He's not a looker, right? Is he?
I don't know.
Isn't he like the half brother? Is he like the half?
Why don't you look him up?
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look it up. 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 Okay. Janie Peterson is married.
She may like all this attention it's bringing to her too.
Let's see. She's married to Joe Peterson. They got married in 1987. Let's see.
Wow.
She's the sister-in-law of Scott. She was born in 1968. Let's see. Scott Peterson's sister-in-law is out to prove that he did not murder his pregnant wife. Is Janie Peterson married? Let's see. She is a behavioral science nurse with a clinical background. Okay, so she was a nurse prior.
Was she?
Yeah, it says Janie Peterson is a clinical epidemiologist, behavioral scientist, and nurse with a clinical background in aging, cardiothoracic, critical care, and cancer. Who is she married to? She's married to Joe Peterson since 1987, and they have 3 kids together.
Wow.
What does that mean together? Does that mean there's other kids too?
No, I think they mean the
I
2 of
just
them.
wonder why they always say have
No.
3 kids together. It always makes me go, and?
Oh, Janie was born in 68. She's 53 as of 20. She's 54 as of 2022. Let's see what's going on here. So let me see a picture of him. Let me see Janie and Joe.
They're
Yeah.
like an average Joe.
Janie and Joe Peterson.
So he's about 50. Scott Peterson, how old is he? 49, 50 now?
Oh, he's older than that, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't know.
He's a bit younger than him. She was 28.
Here's a picture
Yes.
of her with her like.
Yeah, how old is he? I'm looking at it.
Joe's a good guy, though. He stays away from the spotlight, probably because Jane hogs it all. Kind of sad.
Wait, whatever.
Their family nickname, Plain
Wait,
Jane.
is this Joe? Is this Joe?
Mhm.
This guy right here. But is he? Is that Joe?
Yeah.
That's a girl.
Wait, let me see. I have to get on YouTube. Hold on. Keep it up there for a minute, please.
All right, I am. This is Joe. Let me see if this is Joe.
Let me see.
This is him, I guess.
It could be that she just totally, really, really believes it. You know, maybe.
She has so many look changes. One time she's a blonde, one time she's got short hair, one time she's got long hair. It's like so crazy. The looks, how her
And
looks have
Shannon said that
changed.
Scott was their only biological son.
Oh, see?
Biological child
Okay.
together.
Wait.
Oh, they were all adopted?
No. Okay, we have to go to the mother. The mother. Hold on. Let me get this. Okay. That's why I'm saying that I think they all have the same. They have the same mother, I think, and a different father. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are related. They're not. And then she gave a child up for adoption as well,
I'm sure
if I remember. Let me see.
Oh, wait. It took Scott's mother. I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Being related.
Let's see.
Yeah, Shannon, Joe is attractive from that picture.
He is, right? Yeah, he's not a bad looking guy. It's not that he's okay. So let's see. While he is the only child of his parents, both of his parents were married before and had 6 children from previous marriages. He spent his childhood in their 2-bedroom apartment in La Jolla, where he had to share a bedroom with his maternal half-brother, John. So, let's see, how is he related to Joe? Is it through the father? Well, they're all half. They're at least related through one. But let me see what his father was named. What was the mother's name? What was the mother's name?
Somebody just said it.
His real mother?
Yeah.
Jackie?
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
Jackie, I'm so sorry to make
Lee is what they're saying. Jackie and Lee.
Right,
worship
Julia's.
Scott
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here.
What Shannon's saying.
Call in, Shanna.
Yeah, call in.
Yeah, call in, girl.
Delicate and soft-spoken, Scott Peterson's mother, Jacqueline Peterson, took the stand on Wednesday, and in a tearful plea, she asked the jury to spare her son's life. I really feel if you were to take Scott away from us, they were like a family, Laci, Connor, and Scott. It would be the whole family wiped off the face of the earth, she said, struggling through tears. Both Sharon Rocha and I would lose a whole family, she said. Sharon Rocha, Laci Peterson's mother, sat in the front row of the seating gallery, watching with little expression. Rocha testified early in the penalty case, screaming at Peterson and breaking down on the stand in the trial's most emotionally charged moment. Tears flowed freely from many jurors when Rocha testified. Reporters and some in the public seating gallery also wept. For Jackie Peterson, only a few jurors cried lightly while others watched with dry eyes and blank expressions. This same panel convicted Scott Peterson of murder in the first degree for the death of his wife, Laci, and murder in the second degree for the fetus she was carrying. They could begin deliberating Peterson's penalty today after closing arguments from each side. Jackie Peterson said, "The past 2 years have devastated her family. My husband and I have felt like we were just shells." Hold on a minute. In front of you. There's nothing left inside. The former Modesto, let's see what happens here. They said they were going to say something about it. After a difficult childhood, Jackie Peterson, okay, here it is. After a difficult childhood, Jackie Peterson said she had 2 children whom she gave up for adoption. She gave up 2. A few years later, she met her husband, Lee, Scott's father, and the 2 started a family. If you ask me about Scott, I would always say he was a joy from the moment he was born. Before Jackie Peterson testified, Scott Peterson's brother-in-law, a niece, a college friend, and a former business association told the judge. So, okay, wow. So she gave away her 2 children and only had Scott?
Wow.
Wow. I love it. Also, Shanna sent you an email for the link she'd like to call in. She'd tell you Jackie's life story.
Oh, okay. You gonna know her life story? Sure. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for your email. Let me see. When did you send it?
She just did.
Oh, you just did? Okay, because I
Did
don't.
you send it to the Carolyn at True
Oh, I
Crime
got it.
Chat?
Now I got it. Okay,
Okay.
just got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Shanna. Okay. There you go.
She didn't know there's more to it. She said there's more to it. She knows a lot about
Banter.
Yeah, I bet there is.
All right, she's sending you the link now, Shanna, okay? You should have that link in your email. Give it a couple seconds to load it.
I read a book or something about this, about him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of books about him, right?
Yeah, but
I have the mother's book. I have Laci's mother's book somewhere upstairs.
Okay.
the whole Shannon's read it too. We read
No,
it.
she says, no, there's more to it. I'm just going to let her tell me. Carolyn, remember you
Yeah,
went
yeah.
over all this and how he was a golden child? Pudding, I probably did. You know what? But my mind has been like the mush lately, okay? I don't know. I need to refresh it, my memory.
That's okay.
I remember him being a golden child.
Well, I knew he's the golden child. That I knew, yeah. But I didn't remember how many kids she had, didn't
There you
have.
go.
I can't believe she gave up the two can.
But I think one of them came back and actually wrote a book, if I'm not mistaken.
And is he? Wow.
Hi,
okay.
Shanna.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, nice to hear
Hey,
you.
I won't stay too long because I have to go to bed soon. But no, I was just going to tell you, like I know a lot about this case, and with Jackie, she actually, this is crazy. She was a little hoochie mama. Like she had several baby daddies before she met Lee, and she kept going to the doctor when she got pregnant and asked her, you know, she gave up the first two. One was Anne, and the other one, I forgot the other one. It wasn't John, but it was another kid.
Right.
And when she was pregnant with John, she goes into the doctor and she's like, I'm pregnant again. He's like, Jackie, this is your third pregnancy. Are you going to keep this or not? You need to keep this. So he basically scolded her. And so she kept John and carried him to, you know, into term and had him and raised him and was a single mom, and she had her own boutique. The Put On was the name of her boutique when she met Lee. And Lee kind of took John under his wing, and then when they had Scott, it was like none of the other kids existed, because later in life, when Scott was a teenager, they all like reunited.
Okay,
And-
so Lee had, Jackie had two kids that she gave up for adoption, but one of the daughters came back, right?
Anne.
Anne.
Mhm.
And were they both girls?
I don't know. The first one was like another guy. Like I have to look up her like whole family tree, but she had two that she gave up. And then the third one was John. She was a single mom when she met Lee. And then they had Scott. And but Lee also had kids from
Right, and
a
one of them
prior,
is Janie's
Joe
husband? Joe, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
So they had like the Brady Bunch, was like they nicknamed their family. But they were all resentful, like low-key resentful of Scott because they worshipped. Like they doted over him, gave him everything he ever wanted, and kind of just, I thought they coddled him. Like he had no accountability growing up, like if he made a mistake. And this is stuff that Anne talked about in her book, was like how he had no accountability, and he was kind of groomed into this narcissistic sociopath. You know, I can do whatever I want to get what I want out of life. And that was just kind of his whole mindset, because, you know, Jackie and Lee were always there to kind of bail him out. So there's so much about it, though. Like he was just a walking, breathing fraud. I mean, he cheated on Laci their entire relationship. He was actually dating a girl that he was pretty serious with in college when he started dating Laci, and that girl walked in on him and Laci in the bed together in the dorm. Like, there's just a lot of stuff. Like, so Laci didn't know who she was. And when she left, he basically told Laci, oh yeah, that was my old roommate. He like gave her some fake story. So Laci didn't even know, supposedly that was his girlfriend. And he was a waiter when he met Laci at this place that girl worked. And no, actually it was a different girl that he dated. And when Laci gave him her phone number, he, threw it in the trash and thought it was a joke. Someone gave it to him. And then she came back and she's like, you never called me. So then they started dating, and Laci was the one that pursued him, but he was dating someone else at the time that he would bring Laci around all the time to like rub it in the girl's face that he dated other people. Like he was just such a horrible person, or he is still. But I mean, he was a manipulator, a womanizer.
I can believe all that. I can believe that.
Yeah, like it was all about Scott. He is so selfish. It's just crazy, the whole thing. Like, even after he killed her, like, coming home and stripping his clothes off and taking a piece of cold pizza out of the fridge and pouring a glass of milk and running in the shower and getting clean real quick before he starts calling and pretending to look for her. I mean, it's just, he's just a monster. Yeah. And, I mean, it's just, yeah. Anyway, I get triggered on this case because it's kind of the first true crime case that I really got into. And I know a lot about it, but yeah, he'll probably get a new, who knows, it's California, he'll probably get a new trial. But like Sharon said, I mean, she said, well, if he gets a new trial, it's going to be awful 20 years later to sit through all of this again. But, with the advancements in technology, she says it's going to be pretty open and shut, even more so this time, she believes. Because that whole A&E special that they did was, for people who have read the trial transcript, who have listened to, Albertini and John Bueller's interviews and know the case, we just laugh at it. I mean, because there's so many things that Janie twists in there and stuff she leaves out. Like the girl that they supposedly thought they saw Laci walking her dog, several witnesses, they saw her. The lady actually came forward with the same description, like to a T, and has a golden retriever, and she looks like dark-haired, shoulder-length hair, and was wearing sunglasses that morning or something, and they couldn't really see her face, but it looked like Laci was walking her dog that morning. And she came forward and said it was me, but they don't talk about that.
Yeah, of course not.
No.
Yeah, it's just, there's so many things that just don't add up, like him, the whole Mackenzie timeline with the dog and the leash, like, basically he put Laci in the back of that truck early that morning, wrapped her, like, super early in the morning before the sun came up, I think, went back inside, got the umbrellas, put the umbrellas on top of her body. This is what a lot of us believe in the Scott Peterson is still guilty group, but he puts the umbrellas on top of her. So but he's very loud doing it because he wanted people to see him, and he waved and, wanted to, like, start creating his alibi. So he watched the Martha Stewart show. He ate a bowl of cereal. He put her stuff out, her curling iron, out in the bathroom, made it look like he was trying to create an alibi, like John Bueller said. Like, he thought of everything. And, Laci's mom even said that towards the end of her, pregnancy leading up to this, the doctor, she was hurting. She was in pain. Like, when she was at Amy's barbershop or beauty shop the night before getting her hair trimmed, Amy said, like, she was in physical pain, like, and tired, uncomfortable. You're ending the near the end of your pregnancy. You're miserable. You can't breathe. And she was tiny, like, short and, petite. So it was probably harder on her. And she basically, was like, I'm just going to relax and take it easy. I'm going to do some French toast, I'm going to, make it really easy when I cook, because they were going to do that Christmas Eve brunch. But what I was for dinner, but what I was going to say was that Scott invited Amy over for pizza that night, knowing that she was going to say no because she had already said she had plans, and she said he had never, ever invited her over for dinner. So she thinks that was like he was starting to create an alibi,
What do you mean? Invited her over when?
Like, that night, like when she got her hair, like Laci was getting her hair done, like the night before all this happened.
Okay.
So they went back home and ordered a pizza and watched football. But he invited Amy to come over, and Amy's like, that's okay, you know, I've got plans, you know. But Laci knew she had plans too, because she had just asked Scott to pick up the basket the next day because she was going to be busy still at Villa Farms for Papa. And he agreed to do that, and he was trying to offer to do all these things to create an alibi. Like he's just a narcissist. Like he was, in his mind, he really thought he could outsmart everyone. And the crazy thing about that cell phone message, just really quick, I gotta go, but the crazy thing about that, he left that message, hey beautiful, the hey beautiful message he left to Laci.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that is he left it on a cell phone, a Nokia cell phone that Laci had broken like 2 or 3 weeks prior and didn't even use, okay? So they only had the landline at the time.
Okay.
And so he left that trying to, you know, create his alibi or whatnot, not thinking he's thinking of everything, but not really thinking. And the funny thing is when John, Detective Bueller, I'm not an Albertini, asked Jackie, you know, hey Jackie, why are you guys not calling Laci on her cell phone? She's like, oh, well, Laci's cell phone has been broken for weeks, and if you were a real detective, you would know that. And he's like, really? Why did Scott leave a message then?
Oh,
So
wow.
it was just, there was just so many
And why would
things
he have left it on her cell phone? Did they have an answering machine on the landline?
They did, but that was the thing. Like, he wasn't thinking, you know what I mean? He thought like he probably, you know, they call it, there's a thing, and I learned it by watching Forensic Files. There's a thing called I forgot the name, there's a term, it's called the 11th hour or the 12th hour shakedown or something, when a criminal thinks that he's thought of everything, and then he starts making slip-ups, when he's, you know, 'cause he's going so fast in his mind, because he's like, I'm going to get away with it, this is what I'm going to do, that they'll start making stupid mistakes. And that's what, you know, Detective Bertini was talking about in his interview, with how Scott was just making these really stupid mistakes. And then, you know, when he called Jackie, they had tapped his lines at that point, and she's like, deny. I mean, she knew deep down, like, that it was him, that he did this.
Right.
I mean, that's the crazy thing, is that his family still, knowing that he's a murderer, because I do think they know. I think that deep down they know that he murdered Laci.
Yeah.
That they still want to carry on this facade of this perfect family.
But do you
family
think
and
Janie's doing it because she has 3 kids with his half-brother, and she's trying to, you know...
Janie has a very weird obsession with Scott Peterson. Like, if you look at the history there and I mean, I'm not saying that it's a sexual thing, like it could be completely platonic. I don't know what it is, but there's some weird obsession, or I don't know if it's like a mothering thing to him or what it is, but she's been in the family for so long. I don't know if she feels protective of him. But the things that she has done and said and tried to convince others of is mind-blowing at this point. Like putting out a second mortgage to go to law school, and like all the stuff that she's done to like basically try to convince others that her murdering, you know, piece of crap brother-in-law isn't a murdering piece of crap.
Do you know at all what her relationship was like with Laci?
Laci was nice to everybody. Laci, I was going to say one thing about Laci that a lot of people don't know is Jackie was very cruel to Laci. I can't speak for Janie, but Jackie did not like Laci.
How come I'm not surprised? I'm not surprised one bit.
She thought she was annoying. And Laci was very bubbly, extroverted, never met a stranger. When she was in a room, you knew it. Very likable, everything that basically Jackie wasn't. Jackie was very reserved, self-conscious, low self-esteem, you know, like very unsure of herself all the time. And Laci was the complete opposite.
Mhm.
And, you know, Laci, if you met Laci, you love Laci. And I think Jackie really resented that.
Yeah.
And, you know, who knows, Janie may have resented it too. I mean, because Janie's not, like, a highly likable person. I mean, if you watch her in her interviews, like, she has this sort of passive aggression towards the Roca family. Like, it's
Right, I noticed that a few times I've watched.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really gross. And the way that she talks, like, it's like, read the room, Janie, read the room. Like, you can think some of these things in your mind, but when you start talking about, oh, Scott, he had his hands cuffed, he did, you know, we didn't even get to see him or hold him or touch him or anything for so long, and we only got to see him for 15 minutes, and all of these things. I mean, can you imagine being Sharon Roca and like, listening to this? And, you know, she's trying to gain sympathy. Oh, poor Scott.
Right, yeah, he hasn't been able to swing his arms and stuff, yeah.
Exactly.
Or he has, but we haven't seen him swinging his arms. Like, oh my gosh, who would even say that? Swinging his arms.
Exactly. He's, yeah, it's just unbelievable. Like, but I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of, like, I mean, the other sister, there's Janie and the other dark-haired sister. Her name is escaping me right now, but there's another one. She has the last name. She's married to.
The sister-in-law, you mean? The sister-in-law? Another sister-in-law?
Yeah, it's his sister-in-law. Or no, it's his sister. But her last name starts with a C. Like, I think she's Jackie's daughter. I can't remember her name. But anyway, she's the other one that was in the A&E special, the less vocal one.
Okay.
You can even see, like, there's points. Susan, that's her name, Susan. So his other sister, Susan. You can see, like, there's points where Janie will say something in that documentary, and Susan will just kind of look at her and be like, that's not accurate. And they're both trying to defend. Yeah, it's like, because she knows that all, like, everything they put in that A&E special, like, everything has been debunked. They're basically taking the highlight reel from, like, the Guse files that have, you know, already been debunked. Like, that stupid boat video, the reason why the judge wouldn't let, I don't know if you guys know about this, but they did a boat reenactment.
Right, yeah.
And they had, like, a mannequin, and, like, yeah, so, like, Juror paid a guy to go out into the water, basically, in a boat that was the exact same model.
Right.
With, like, okay. So, all of that was not admitted into evidence because of the way that it was staged. I don't know if you noticed that all of the weight was on one side of the boat, okay, which nobody's going to pack their boat like that. Like,
right.
And, you know, he had everything towards the motor in the back. Like, the dummy was by the motor, the cooler was by the motor, he was sitting on that bench, he had everything in one spot. The weight was not equally distributed. So the judge wouldn't allow it. But they still say, oh, you know, we did this reenactment, and you can even throw a body from a boat like that size, and it's not accurate. Like, they're giving this false narrative still, you know, about these things that have been debunked. Like, the Laci sightings have been debunked.
Mm-hmm.
The burglars. Yeah, I mean, they burglarized, but there was no connection there whatsoever.
Right.
And eyewitness, they say that eyewitness recounts are so unreliable. That's why they don't call those people to court, because a lot of people just want 10 minutes, 15 minutes of being in a high-profile case of fame.
Right.
And so those aren't reliable. I mean, and the one thing before I go, the hair that's in those tweezers, the pliers or whatnot, not pliers, what I'm going to say, they're in there because it's not just trace evidence. Like, these things are, like, woven into the hinge part where, you know, John Mueller and Albertini basically theorized that he was tightening that rope around her neck, like the anchor rope, with that, trying to get it as tight as he could.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously he was successful. I mean, they never found her head, which is horrible.
Right.
And I mean, it's just, the whole thing is just wild. Like, And the tape, they talk about the tape that was found on Connor's remains, but the thing about it is that actually proves what Albertini and Bueller said about how Laci was wrapped in the tarp and had the duct tape wrapped around, and if she, when she expelled the fetus, like it would have gotten wrapped up in all of that after being in the water and tossed around by the currents, unfortunately.
Right.
So, I mean, there's so many things about that A&E special that I really
Now, wait, what was about the duct tape? I don't know what that was. What?
There was a piece of, like, it was electrical tape or whatever that was found. I don't know if it was duct tape, electrical tape, but it was found on Connor's ear. And then there was, like, a plastic, like, there's a lot. I don't know if you guys, I've been to the San Francisco Bay, like, recently, and it's trashy. I mean, the Berkeley Marina, there's trash everywhere. There's bags. I mean, there's so much pollution in the bay. You can't really use that as an argument as to, somebody else being involved and doing some satanic ritual on Connor's body, like they try to say. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Like, if it was true, if it were really true that, the one theory about the satanics, doing some sort of ritual on Laci and Connor, if that were true, then why was Laci's torso decomposed to the point that she had sea life living in her torso and no internal organs whatsoever except for her uterus, okay? She decomposed up, but yet Connor's body was almost like a intact baby, because she had, just as they were washing towards the current, they came up from those anchors. She released, the baby, and so you can't really explain it by saying there was some satanic ritual.
But did they ever find any of the anchors or the ropes?
They only found the anchor that was in his boat, but what they did was they weighed it up, obviously, and then they took the measurement, and then they saw where there were actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missing anchors. So they theorized, she had one on each of her limbs, and then one around her neck. And that would explain, like the medical examiner talked about, how that would explain how after that many months, okay, we're talking April, so from December to April, when their body washed up in April, that's a lot of time, a lot of current, and a lot of pressure, and a lot of decomposition. And that's why her torso and that poor baby was the only thing that came up, was because that was the only thing not weighted down. And Scott, I'm sure he didn't think about that, he probably thought he thought about everything, but, that's physics. I mean, that's what happens, because whatever the loose portion, which would be the center of the body, is going to be wanting to, the desire to float up with the current, and eventually, like the medical examiner said, it's going to tear apart. I mean, and that's what Beth Harris, the reporter that was for Court TV at the time, and she was in the courtroom like every single day, said that she actually saw the photos of Laci's remains, and not to be graphic, but she said, it was like a turkey wing, a turkey leg. And that's like, it was cold. It wasn't cut, it was cold. And that's what happens when apparently, they, thank God they don't have, a lot of these cases to compare it to. But basically the medical examiner said it's physics. It's just what happens when you've got extremities way down, and then the middle part, is buoyant. But yeah, this case is wild. Like, it still gets to me, because Laci and her smile and just her personality, like, that came through her pictures and her videos and her mom and her friends, and she just seemed like an amazing person. And for him to take and just snuff that away and kill his unborn child, and he never would say Connor's name. I don't know if you've noticed that. He's never said Connor's name.
No.
All the interviews. All the interviews. Even Gloria Gomez was like, so I noticed you have the nursery door shut. Why do you have the nursery door shut? He's like, well, it's closed until someone's ready to go in there. I mean, he couldn't even pretend to care and say Connor, my son. You know, like, he would always say the little one, the little one.
Yeah,
It's just
because,
crazy.
yeah, well, he doesn't want to, you know, well, he doesn't have a conscience anyway, so I don't even think he feels remorse about it, but it's just, he doesn't even want to.
He just didn't want any biological children. I mean, people are asking, you know, why did he mess around with Amber because she had a daughter? Well, he told Amber on the Amber tape, it's even in one of their calls, like, you know, like, I'm just fine with, you know, having your child. You know, I don't need another baby. I don't want, because he was talking about getting a vasectomy. And she's like, why are you getting a vasectomy? Like, you're young. You know, like, and he's like, well, I'm fine with just, forgot the little girl's name, but I'm fine with her. I don't need my own child.
Right.
It's just crazy. But anyway, well, I'm going to go to bed, but I wanted to just give my thoughts on the case.
Good thoughts. You have a lot of info.
I don't know what's going on. I thought, okay,
Oh,
no, I'm
yeah.
talking Deborah. I don't know what's going on. I at least saw one comment. I thought it was, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Sorry, something about it in chat. I don't know really what's going on.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh, yeah, you know,
Bye,
Shanna,
night.
yeah, please come back again because we're going to be discussing this. You know a lot. And what state are you? Are you on the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm actually on the West Coast, yes. It's 12:30 where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, come back again. Thanks for filling us in on everything. And,
Come back.
Like it in the new blood.
I'll definitely come back if we're talking Scott Peterson. So.
yeah, we're going to be talking about it until December, until they get the decision. Yeah,
And
definitely. We're going to be going through
Yes.
things, trying to do a little
I
bit on
know.
it. Okay.
All right, ladies.
All right. Well,
Talk
thank
later.
you. All right. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
That was nice. I don't know Deborah, what's going on. I only saw that person say yes, so that's why I thought it was hidden accidentally. I don't know what's going on.
No.
Okay, well,
No.
I looked up and I didn't see anything else. That's why I thought it was hidden accidentally.
I have screenshots, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought just you hit something on your phone.
No.
It was really bad.
Oh, well,
It
okay.
was-
I didn't see it. All right, then go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
talk
yeah.
later.
All right. No worries.
I forgot we were live for that game. We're always here.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Jeanette. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Liza. Let's see. Eva. Hi, Eva. So that was interesting. She knows a lot about family, I guess.
I like both of your callers tonight.
Yeah, I was a little scared about Mike at first, but he was okay.
Daddy wasn't there for the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was going to be like. But it was
Yeah.
And then he said he was a troll. I'm like, what is a troll?
Oh,
But,
he was happy with it.
No, really, it was good. Yeah,
see,
thanks.
is that okay? Now in this picture, is that Janie Peterson? Now you see how she changes. Is that her? This woman right here with the dark hair.
Well, look how many years, Carolyn, though. This has been 20 years, hasn't it?
I don't know. Does anybody know if this is Janie here? Because she changes. 1 minute she's a blonde, 1 minute she has short.
Yeah.
Is that?
No, I don't think so.
Let me see what the chat says. Will the chat
I don't
please
see it, so.
answer on that if that's Janie? Let's see what this is.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
So they also give us something, and they say, watch the story of the attempted wrongful conviction of Modesto defense attorney Frank Carson on the newest episode of True Crime Story on Sundance. And they say to look at that. Okay. 71 days and counting. We have a decision from the court. We will continue with Post 10, a House series recap. As we turn Scott and Laci's home, we've seen a trail of evidence around the house that shows Laci was alive on the morning of December 24th. She woke up, put her pajamas in the hamper, got dressed, put on her jewelry, watched TV, used the computer, dragged a bench down the hallway, curled her hair, had conversations with Scott about patio umbrellas, the mop bucket, and her plans for the day. All this happened before Scott left for the day. Yeah, who's to say that?
Yeah.
Laci is about to put on her shoes, head out the French doors, put a leash on Mackenzie, and head out the side gate on a walk. The evidence that she was alive will continue to pile up as 11 neighbors will report seeing her walking Mackenzie that morning. The police also received a tip that Laci had encountered burglars who were burglarizing the house across the street from her home. Modesto police never followed up on this tip. We cover that. In the next series, the evidence is clear. She was seen after Scott left that day, and Scott is innocent. Laci was alive. Wow.
My brother lived in Modesto then.
Really? Going 75 days and counting. Trial court filings. What's the heck going on? Juror misconduct issue is fully briefed. Okay, so did anybody save that as her right here?
Guse doubt it.
She doubts it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait to watch. Gail just woke up. She missed the live stream. Well, you have to wait to watch it because it's almost after, so you have to be in there. But you can watch it. But you have to be in there.
I don't know.
Love you, Gail. Ann Bird is saying that Scott is guilty, Jeanette says.
Well, Anne is the sister. Yeah, let's see what Ann Bird has to say. She's the sister that Jackie gave up, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, Ann Bird.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, Scott Peterson's sister said prison is where he should be. Let's see, which one is more recent? This
He's
one?
right where he should be.
Oh, wait a minute. The
What?
sister, Susan Peterson Cadillo. That was the sister in the A&E special with Janie, just remembered.
Right.
Okay. I'm
Scott
probably ready
Peterson
to-
was, resentenced to life without parole Wednesday for the murders of his wife Laci and unborn son after his death sentence was overturned last year. Now his sister is speaking out. I wish he would take just a fraction of pain away and be honest and say you did it, Ann Bird told Inside Edition. Bird also claims Peterson acted like a roving bachelor, not a grieving husband, after his wife Laci went missing, and I quote saying, a man not looking for, caring for his pregnant missing wife, but a man more interested in our attractive babysitter, she said. She said he even made an inappropriate cocktail for the babysitter. Went to the store and got cocktail mix and made something called sextinis, and he was serving them to our babysitter, she said. Laci went missing on Christmas Eve. Let's see. Bird and Frey came together for an interview in 2005 and spoke about their unusual bond. It's really tough to get through something like this. It's so nice to talk to someone who has been through the same thing, Bird said at the same time. She definitely is very brave and has made a lot of sacrifices in coming out. Both women are represented by Gloria Allred. Allred said that if Peterson gets a new trial, Frey is willing to testify against him. Amber is a true hero, and she took many risks for justice in this case. In February, a hearing will be held to determine if there was a juror misconduct in Scott Peterson's criminal case. Let's see. So that's that about Amber. Let's see what else she has to say.
Jeanette, I believe I did read that book years ago from the library from his sister. Yeah.
Oh, Blood
But
Brother?
he's
Is
still in
it Blood Brother?
prison before this trial, right?
What is that? Sure.
He's still in prison right now, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's that book, 33 Reasons My
Oh, yeah,
Mother's-
Blood Brother?
Yeah, is guilty.
Yeah, let's see. While I do not agree with the death penalty, justice has been served and just punishment is in place and should stand, Bird 56 said on a public Zoom call with Powerhouse attorney Gloria Allred. Scott should remain in prison for the rest of his life. There's no excuse for murder. I stand by my comments, both past and present. I hope that someday all who are attached to this heartbreaking and horrific history can find some peace. Anne was placed for adoption as an infant in 1965, and she reconnected with her birth mother, also Scott's, in the 90s. She got to know her brother and Laci in the years before her murder. After his wife was reported missing, Anne let Scott stay at her house for a while as police searched for Laci. According to her 2005 book, Blood Brother, 33 Reasons Why My Brother Scott Peterson is Guilty, she said, life is precious and Laci's life was taken away, and her unborn son was never even given the chance to experience the world. I wish I could have seen what kind of mother Laci would have been. I believe that Scott is guilty of Laci and Connor's murder and that our justice system accurately convicted him. The mountain of evidence, Scott's behavior, his bizarre lies point to Scott as the perpetrator of these heinous murders. She continued, the behavior that I witnessed from Scott and Laci after Laci disappeared was not that of a grieving husband or a father-to-be. It was that of a roving bachelor, a man not looking for or caring about his missing pregnant wife, but a man more interested in our attractive babysitter and portraying himself as a single man. Seeing Scott in the courtroom yesterday mirrored what I had seen 17 years ago. Scott still appears to be vacant and emotionless, even with the mask on, and it was hard to see the rest of his face. I still saw that. Let's see, she means this right here. Let's see. When Scott attended the hearing, he was not allowed to speak. His attorney, Pat Harris, told reporters outside of the Redwood, California courthouse, one of the things that really upsets him is this concept that he did not want to have a child, he said. And he really wanted to talk a little bit about that. Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Mm-hmm.
Sure that he did.
Unless you've been living off.
What's going on there? Okay. Let's see. Mother says Scott. I went through that one. When did his mother and father are both dead, right?
The mother is.
Are they both dead?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Let's see. Mother, let's see, she died in 2013. Family sources say Jackie Peterson, 70, died earlier this month. She did not get to visit her son. Hold on. What's this? Stop. Who is on the condemned wing in San Quentin before her death. Scott Peterson was convicted in 2004 of murdering his wife. Okay, he is appealing the process. Okay. But she was she had oxygen tanks early on, right? What'd she have? Emphysema?
She did, yeah.
Is that what she had? Emphysema?
I don't know.
I believe so. I think so.
Okay, let me see here. Let's see. Peterson has died believing her son is innocent after she lost her battle with cancer. Jackie, whose son is on the condemned wing in San Quentin, died age 70 earlier this month. Sources close to family have said she stood by her son during his trial and maintained that he was wrongfully convicted for the cold-blooded murder of his pregnant 27-year-old wife, Laci, and their unborn son, Connor, on Christmas Eve 2002. Jackie was known to have breathing difficulties and was seen with oxygen mask for much of her son's hearing. Her husband, Scott's father, Lee, recently brought her home from the hospital so he could care for her in her dying days. A source close to the family said that Jackie's death has not been publicly announced. The family does not want notoriety that will come with it. Peterson, 40 at that time, pleaded not guilty to the murders and has never revealed what happened before he dumped Laci's body in the San Francisco Bay. It's understood that Jackie was not able to visit her son behind bars before her death. The news comes as Scott Peterson is in the process of appealing his sentence. He filed his automatic appeal, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. So when did the father die? Let's see. Lee Peterson. Looks like he just passed away in January.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's the right Peterson. Let me see. Lee Peterson. Yeah, I think. Let me see. I don't know. Let's see. Well, let me do Scott here. Wait, is he still alive? I'm confused. Is he still alive?
I have no clue.
Can't be still alive. Let's see. It says, here's them another time. So she was 30 when she had him, and it's not like. Let's see. Scott Peterson was born to Lee Arthur Peterson, a businessman who owns a crate building company, and Jacqueline Jackie Helen Latham, a boutique owner. He was born on October 24th, 1972. So he just turned 50. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
He just turned 50. Wow. That's crazy. Lee and Jackie had 6 other children from their respective previous relationships, so Scott is their only child together, yet because of their integrated upbringing, they all shared a close bond. Scott was allegedly the closest to his father, with whom he played golf from an early age, so it was no surprise that he even dreamt of becoming a professional golfer one day. But once he decided to settle down with Laci, he started focusing on business. Sports bars. It's not a good investment. Okay, so they have, I forgot about that for a minute. The sports bar. Some reports say that Lee and Jackie believed the sports bar that Scott and Laci had decided to open after their graduation was not a good investment. Thus, they never lent them any money to operate it. However, once the couple sold the restaurant in the year 2000, the elderly pair supported their kids' choice to relocate to Modesto to start a family. Later on, Lee and Jackie revealed that they last saw their daughter-in-law on a long weekend the week before Christmas. They had spent 3 days as a family. Hold on. In Carmel, California, unaware that she would pass away soon after and that their son would be wildly blamed for it. When Scott Peterson stood trial for the murder, Lee and Jackie attended his court hearings to show their support for him and his claims of innocence, even though Jackie grappled with respiratory issues, had to wear an oxygen mask throughout the high-profile trial. She still served as a witness for her son's defense. He's been painted as the devil. He's not that. He's never been that, she said. He's not perfect, but he's a loving, nurturing, gentle person. As for Lee, he simply stated that he loved and respected his son during his sentencing hearing. In 2013, nearly a decade after Sean was convicted of killing his wife and unborn child, his mother passed away after losing her battle with cancer. Jackie was 70 and still maintained her belief in his innocence. Yet, due to her failing health, she could not visit Scott in prison before she died. As per a source through Lee had brought her home from the hospital so she could spend her last days with her family. Okay, it seems like Lee Peterson, on the other hand, is alive and well and residing in California and spending time with her remaining family. In 2018, Janie, his daughter-in-law, revealed that she is still affected by the past but manages to hold out hope for the truth about Scott eventually will come out. I don't know if you can understand how Lee is holding up unless you understand the gravity of the injustice, Janie remarked. As much as us kids feel it, I don't know if I can put myself in Lee's shoes as a parent. I just can't even comprehend it. So I guess he's still alive. I wonder if he ever remarried.
I don't know.
Let me see. Lee Peterson let's see. I don't think so.
Hi, Eva Powell.
Hi, Eva. I don't know.
Hit the likes while you're in here, real quick. Sorry.
It's okay. Oh, let's see. How come I see? Wait, am I in the right chat, Mike? I know you. What's Mike? But at least you can stand up.
You're in the
No,
right
we
chat.
Mike, we really had a mic. We really had TV. No, we had a. Is he thinking that we? No, we really had Mike on the show, Mike. We had another Mike on the show tonight. 100% real. He even showed his face. I don't know if that's what you're saying. You
I don't
think-
see Mike on the chat right now.
I saw Mike. He said, hold
I
on.
mean, in here right now, you said, right?
Scooter, are you on live chat? How many times have
I am on live chat, yeah, I am.
Yeah, I see Mike. Mike said, no, Mike, we really 100% had a mic on the panel, I
Mike.
swear.
I hear he showed his face. Go back to
Go
the
back,
video.
go back and look. It was Mike
Somebody-
talk show
Mike.
Mike or Mike talk show.
Where's Mike at? Because
He's in there.
He's right up there.
Chainsaw B,
Mike.
Chainsaw B is here too. Hi, Chainsaw B.
Hey, Chainsaw.
hi.
Chainsaw B. Somebody thinks that you and I are the same person. If you can
Oh,
hear
I
me.
Is that the girl you were talking
Yeah,
about?
they think she and I.
Oh,
Chainsaw B. Would you do me a favor?
Hi, Mike.
Would you? I don't know if you would. Would you call in for a second and show that you're not me? I don't know if you want to. You could send me an email just to prove that you're not me.
I'll post all of that for you, okay? So you can call
Because somebody's going around saying you and I are the same person. That I'm just doing your voice with a voice changer.
Crazy. It's .org. Chainsaw, not .com, .org.
Oh, my goodness.
And Mike, no games. Mike was really here. TV show Mike. TV show Mike.
What do you mean TV show Mike?
That's what his name. That's what his channel
His
is.
voice was
Oh,
familiar.
really?
Mike TV show or TV show Mike, one or the other.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's Mike thinks that we're joking or something.
It
I
was
think Mike
talk
thinks
show
we're joking.
Mike, Carolyn.
Talk show Mike.
Yeah.
Talk show Mike.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, he was just Mike, wasn't he?
No,
He was just
they
Mike when he
were-
called in. Yeah.
On the panel.
And he had his picture here. He was on the screen with his face. He was talking about the Delphi case.
He was live.
He was
Wasn't
live,
it?
Mike, and he showed up with his face. He turned his camera on. He's a real guy.
Oh my God, they haven't said that to you yet, have they? Sorry,
What?
I'll show myself though.
You never know what's going to be said.
What do you mean show yourself out? You're leaving? Don't leave, Sherry. No.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Meaning I was gonna put myself in time out.
Okay. It's okay. No, you don't have to.
Okay, I won't.
Why is Rambling Recruiter not speaking English tonight?
I don't know.
Rambling Recruiter, what's up tonight? Why are you not speaking English?
I'm doing it with him, okay? I'm just saying we're talking in Spanish, and he said my Spanish, or she or he said my Spanish was good, and that we were just talking in Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, it's a real Mike.
It's the real Mike.
So I don't know if that Chainsaw B is in here. Did she speak any more than just the one time?
No. She must not want to call. I'll check and see if she emailed you.
You're practicing. Oh, you're practicing? Where are you going?
Mamacita ramblings instead of mommy ramblings. Mamacita's ramblings in Espanol.
My son is going away where he needs to practice his Spanish.
That means little mama, actually, Sita.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mamacita, little mama. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Jeanette, but she didn't call in for the number or mail for the number yet. That's what I meant. You'd just be doing Carolyn a solid.
Solid. What are you talking about?
She'd be doing you a solid.
I'm saying, when did you start talking like that?
The game member, you know
I know,
that.
solid.
Hey, I know all the cool things, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna.
Oh, stop being so negative, Nellie.
Well, I'm just saying.
Jeanette said that she's still here. I guess I don't know if she left another comment.
I'll tag her.
Maybe piano as chainsaw B.
Is Alicia mad at us? Not at all. Why would you say that? No, Carol Lucy's not mad at us at all. Carol Lucy is struggling right now with some things. Go check out
And
Slack.
Alicia's taking classes for writing.
Yeah, Alicia's been in the Zooms,
Yeah,
and she's
Yeah.
been here a few days ago.
yeah.
She's here, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was here in the chat not long ago, too.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
she
wasn't
was here
for
the other
long.
day when we were doing crafts. She was writing Scooter,
Yeah.
Martha Stewart or something, yeah.
Yeah, she was, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you think she's gone, Jeanette? Okay. All right, well, maybe she'll come back later. I don't know. Maybe she'll come back later. That was interesting that she came here. Now they'll say for sure, did you see that? She typed that in.
Right. Why would they care?
Clap. Oh, I'm going to have to edit that. Scooter, I'm going to have to do an edit on that. I'm going to have to do an edit on that.
Oh,
Clap it out.
This is an advanced editing technique that I took in my editing school. Did you know that, Scooter?
if you remember, I was.
I know, Scooter. They said this is an advanced editing technique.
That was one of my silly things.
I know. Where's my Jeanette? Is because troublemakers like that. No. Give me a thumbs up. We had a good discussion tonight, John. Mike.
It was good.
Yeah. I don't know why you're mad at me again. I can never keep you happy, Mike. 1 minute you're mad at me, 1 minute you're glad at me, 1 minute you're mad, next minute you're glad.
She can't help that there was
Glad,
another
mad,
mic.
happy, sad. It's a roller coaster.
She can't help that there's another mic, and mics, a lot of people, have the name Mike.
Faithful a little bit, but it's okay. We still love this mic the most.
Hi, Crafty Crafter on a budget. How are you?
Mike's married to cats anyway, remember? I mean,
Oh, I know that's true. And that's right.
Have fun, just Mike. It is just Mike, though. Oh my gosh, Mike. It's another guy named Mike. My son is Michael. There's a lot of Michaels. Sharon has a son and a husband that are Michaels. There's a lot of Michaels in the world.
There are. I can bring my brother on. His name is Mike.
Yeah, Michael. And Scooter's brother's name is Mike, isn't he?
My husband.
Your brother.
A place I work
Isn't your brother Michael?
My brother is Michael. My
Yeah.
dad is Michael.
Oh, your dad's Michael too? So look at all the Michaels. There's tons of Michaels. Mike, you're not the only Mike.
Michael rolled
Be the boat ashore.
Saying my husband.
Okay, I made a mistake. Stop worrying about it. You act like you're like, how'd she know the guy I'm dating?
Mine is Mike. My son's Mike.
We've been here how long?
Yes, we missed.
I have a lot of Michaels in my family, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Michaels in the world. Michael motorcycle. Do you remember that one?
There's Michael Myers.
My, yeah. I was just
Hi,
gonna say-
Pipple. Michael motorcycle.
Hi, Christy.
Oh, do you know that rhyme? Michael motorcycle?
No.
You don't know that, Sharon?
Oh,
No.
Was a real Mike, please.
Who heard that? Somebody out of here, that Michael motorcycle. That's it, Michael motorcycle.
Oh, there's no rest of it?
I don't think so. I just know Michael motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm gonna look up if that's a real thing, because that is a real thing to me, Michael
Crafty
motorcycle.
crafter on the bullshit.
It comes up, Michael motorcycle. Song by, let me see here.
Michael Jackson.
No, not Michael Jackson. Michael motorcycle.
She's just saying there's lots of Michaels.
Oh,
Michael Douglas.
yeah, Michael. Okay. Let me see. Have we had a president named Michael?
Probably, I can't think.
Everybody think of a president named Michael.
There's no president named Michael.
No?
No. The only one I can think of that even ran was
Mike Todd. No. Who's Michael Todd? Didn't he run for something?
No.
Mike Dukakis.
Mary Todd. I said Mike Todd.
Mary Todd.
That's right, Mike.
Okay, Sharon, it's not a contest.
What?
It's not a contest.
Jackson? Or wait, no, Richard.
Well, I know it's not.
Isn't there a Michael Trump?
No.
No. Please.
Michael Bush?
There about Michael Biden?
No.
No.
There's no, that's funny that there's no president named Michael when it's,
No.
isn't that funny?
All right.
It is. It's very funny.
Good name.
Yes, there's no Michaels.
No one's spelling the name Michael. I prefer it that way.
There's governors named Michael, because Michael Bloomberg.
Oh, yeah.
Mayors. And then, but we also have, sure we have governors named Michael.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mayor
There's
Michael
lots of them
Bloomberg.
out there. There's lots of Michaels.
Michael.
There's on Michael Road.
Yikes, Mike's show just got blocked on a trustworthy channel today. Cute, have fun, my turn now. Bye. Mike, what is up with Mike? Not Mike, you get in here and call up right now. I'm not having this, Mike. Not doing this roller coaster. I swear to you, Mike, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call Mike on his cell phone. I'm tired of this.
Don't call me.
I'm calling Mike. I'm tired of this roller coaster relationship with Mike.
This is ridiculous. You already have someone. What is this? Now you have to, you know.
Oh,
Mike, I'm going to call
He's
you.
gonna call you.
I'm calling you, Mike.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
I'll got your number and everything. Holy cow.
Put your number on speed dial, Mike.
Which one is Mike?
Ring. Magic Mike, yeah. Michael Jordan.
Douglas. Mike Douglas.
Mike.
Michael Christopherson, isn't there?
That's Chris.
Sorry.
Nice, though. Nice try. Silly rabbit. Picture for kids.
Okay.
Is it ringing?
No, I'm trying to find his. Mike, you shouldn't be making me do this. Okay? Now I've got to go through all of our messages.
Oh,
Find
yeah. That's how I make phone calls.
a message because I don't change the people's names, and I've got to
phone.
stop that.
And
Oh, I got a message from Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. She likes the pictures I sent her.
Rebecca.
Hi,
She's been
Rebecca.
watching replays of our lives. Thank you for calling, Rebecca. Let's see now.
Hi, Rebecca. We love you. We miss you and can't wait to see you when you're able to come.
And hope your knee's okay now.
Love you, Rebecca.
Who's this?
So much fun.
Rebecca, can't wait to see any new work that you've done.
I don't know who wrote. I don't know who this is. Who is this that wrote to me? Oh, I know who that is. Okay, that's somebody else. I know. I should put people's names down, you know?
Yeah, you should.
Drives me crazy when I just have a number. Now, Mike's, you're just gonna keep me doing this, Mike. I gotta go through all of our messages and find.
Just hit the, isn't there a phone thing up at the
Yeah,
top?
but I gotta remember his number.
It should,
You search Mike, it won't come up.
No,
It
I
won't-
searched
yeah, it
Mike,
should
but
come
I just
on.
have it in under his number, not Mike.
oh, I see, you didn't add, okay, never mind.
You gotta put a name, Carolyn.
Mike.
Like that.
What the freak, Mike? He's gonna make me go into Facebook and get his number. Right, Mike?
Yeah, he's not
Shall
gonna
we?
answer either.
He'll answer.
No, he won't.
He will.
Okay, he'll answer and I'll hang right up.
No, he never does that to me. Are you kidding me? He never does that.
He might tonight.
He
It might be a
doesn't do that to me.
He's mad tonight.
He's not
Never-
mad.
That is
He's never gonna hurt it.
Oh, he's not.
Oh. No, he's not.
Why am I going like that? This is breaking me back so far. Why can't I find Mike in here? I can't stand the way the Apple phone is. Like, it's ridiculous. Why can't if I just... Like, look what you're doing to me. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Mike has reduced me to having to go to my Facebook and get the number. He left me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike. This is what you've reduced me to, Mike. I will not be ignored.
This is what you reduced me to, Mike.
I'm gonna be sitting on turning the light on and off.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go, Mike.
Click,
Yeah.
click, click,
Yeah, right?
click.
Fly.
Oh man. I'll be fine.
Me too.
All the way to get Mike's number.
I'm not saying a word.
And then when you call, he'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm not mad. I love you guys. Okay, here's his number.
Pitbull.
I got your number.
Almost got your number, Mike.
Mike,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Oh, not much. I'm just not in the mood to talk tonight. Not after all these games.
What games? We really had a guy
Dude,
named
the guy
Mike.
just got kicked out of a freaking reputable chat today, blocked, and all their mods kicked him out.
Mike,
And
how would I
dude, you
see
guys
that?
know what you're doing. You have one of your little gurus up there saying
Mike, we're
Mrs.
live.
Mike and
Mike,
everything
Mike,
else.
Mike,
I
stop.
just talked to you on the phone about
Mike.
this just 3 days ago, or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh. Mike, listen, stop. But listen, how would I know he came in? He came on panel. How could... Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make you the chat checker. When somebody wants to come up, I'm going to give them your number. You check them out and you tell me if I can put them up on the panel. I'm serious. Well, don't be mad because... Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Eva.
telling you, I thought we had a good conversation tonight. Did you?
It's fine, Eva. No worries, Eva.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know that you come up as just Mike. Oh, you mean just Mike? You really are just Mike? No, you're the only just Mike. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't see this the other
Yeah.
night.
I have no clue. I have no.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we wanted to call you and work this out right now with everybody here live. I mean, you know, life's short. You know, what if something happens to one of us? We'll always regret it, right?
I hope it wasn't talking about me being the chat guru or something.
Oh,
You know.
well, we're trying to have a nice night. Can you just say hi to everybody? Can I just put you on speaker? You say hi to everybody. Just say. No, they all like you. He thinks you don't like him, the mods.
Right.
They love you.
I like you, Mike, a lot.
I love
But
you,
we're not
Mike.
doing that. We're not doing any of it.
I
We're not doing
love
that. We're
you.
doing good things. We're doing true crime.
I really enjoyed listening.
Of course
Yeah.
we love you. We love you, Mike. We know you're our Mike. You're our
Oh,
Mike.
we're talking about Scott Peterson, and before that, we talked about all the trials. Well, you gotta
we
watch,
don't-
Mike. You gotta watch.
Why don't you
Just say
watch
hi to
that?
everybody. I'm gonna put you on speaker. Just say hi and bye to everybody, okay? Here, hold on. Mike's gonna say hi and bye. Say hi.
Okay.
Say hi, Mike.
Hi, everybody. I'm just not in a good mood tonight. I get told I'm
We
being.
had a great night.
Yeah, we had a really good
on that
night.
channel.
I said we had a
And I
really
know
good
there's a
night.
Mike show. There's 3 mics that come on that channel. Just like I told them haters when you guys don't ever defend me over there, but you'll defend any woman over there. But dude,
I'll
how do you
defend
go
you.
on
I'll
those
defend you
other channels?
anywhere.
And they brought me up how many different times? And you mods watch those channels more than you guys pay attention to Carolyn's channel.
I
And you
haven't
guys,
watched
not one of you
any
guys
of
stuck up for me.
I don't
They
know what
lied
they're
about me,
talking about.
made accusations about me, and
It's
everything
an
else.
awesome night.
But
It was
some
a night,
woman that you
yeah.
guys don't even know for a couple weeks, you guys make a whole video about when they slam her.
Yeah, but
When
we
they
I've
what?
known you guys for
Mike,
years.
I swear, I haven't even been watching
no,
those other
we
channels.
haven't. You really have to go watch us, Mike. Everybody is.
I quit watching all of them. I don't want to watch any of these channels.
Really, nobody.
that
I don't know if you've been watching us. We've been doing trials and we've been concentrating on Scott Peterson now every night, and we're going to continue that until they make a decision.
I don't know what channels you think we're
I'm
watching.
just in a
We're-
bad mood tonight. I had
You're in a
another
bad-
relative died today.
Oh gosh, I'm
And I had to go to
sorry.
a funeral today.
I'm
But
sorry.
I'm sorry I'm in a bad
sorry,
mood. But
Mike.
All right,
anyways,
you
I'll just
get
talk to you guys later.
get good rest, like Kevin would say, and come back fresh tomorrow. All right.
All right, but that Mike show is trouble. He just got kicked off another channel today.
All right. Bye, Mike. Take
Thanks,
care.
buddy.
Bye.
All right.
Hi.
Okay. Or Mike.
See you, Mike.
It's okay, Mike. Just get a
No.
good rest. Hi, little lady. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, little
Little
lady.
lady, hey, little lady.
Little lady. I love her little avatar. I can just see the
Oh, this
avatar.
little
talking. Hi,
lady.
little lady.
Cross-eyed Betty, are you in the house? Are you listening? miss her so
Jeanette,
much,
watch your
Carolyn.
mouth, Jeanette. Mm-mm.
Jeanette, you don't get worked up because you.
Now,
you
why is
don't
Jeanette
get
getting worked up? What is it? It is a full moon. It is like a
It's
huge
full
Yes.
moon tonight.
What is
Oh,
going
yeah.
on tonight, guys?
It's all right. Let's breathe.
Last
and-
couple of nights, it was a full moon, so.
Yeah, come on, guys. Breathe.
Yes, it's all good,
My-
man.
We're having a good
My daughter
night.
just left. She gave me a hug, put the groceries on the ground,
drove off and left her groceries.
Oh, no.
So I've just put them back in the fridge and her ice cream's in the freezer.
Oh, no.
Aww.
Oh, she'll be back if she misses me
Jeanette, I
enough.
don't know who's dragging you into anything,
It's
but
okay,
he didn't
Jeanette.
say a
It's all
word.
good.
It's all good, Jeanette. Let's focus on the good. It's all good. Yay.
I don't want you to get your, anything with your medical stuff and everybody's medical stuff. Just like stay calm.
Nothing else matters. Oh, just gonna get a blow.
Okay,
Hot
Jeanette.
coffee.
He said he has a relative that died. Let's just cut him a
Yeah,
break.
we went to a
Okay?
funeral today.
Let's cut him a break, Jeanette. It's all good. It's all good.
Jeanette, you know we have to have thick skin around here.
I really didn't hear him talking about you, Jeanette.
I didn't either.
He was talking about Scooter.
Was he? Because
Come on, I'm joking. You can't take a joke anymore, Scooter. What's the matter with you? You can't take any more jokes. Every time I make a joke with you, you get like,
I've been trying to be good.
You are good.
okay, I said I'm joking to make Jeanette feel better, and then you're like, what?
I just said we have to have a thick skin too.
I know. I can't believe it.
Look at me.
He was really talking about you, Nicole.
I don't care if anybody. I don't see. The thing is, I don't care though.
Oh my
Like that doesn't
gosh.
bother me. I don't get upset. I don't know why you guys.
Doesn't me either, but if I'm not here, I didn't want to be blamed for it. You know what I'm saying?
So even if you were blamed, if you know in your heart you didn't do it, then it's okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's not on your block anymore, Jeanette. Don't worry, he's off your block. He's down the street, and he's in his own block. He's in his own hood.
Yeah, that's
He's in the
okay,
house.
Jeanette.
He's up in his house. He's all up in his house. He's in his own neighborhood.
Do you know the craziest thing when we went shopping?
Rambling
we couldn't
recruiter, stop stirring the pot, or you're gonna have to lick the dirty spoon. Okay? Stop stirring the pot, recruiter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, why did Deborah leave? She said, I'm leaving.
Really?
I think she had something to do.
Oh.
I did see that.
Oh, well, maybe it was because of what
She's
happened.
upset about it.
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't.
He'll be fine.
Oh my goodness.
Must have been when I was giving my daughter a hug.
I didn't hear or see that either.
She didn't say
And
it.
putting her groceries back in the
Oh.
fridge.
Oh.
But yeah, sometimes it's best to just move yourself
Diffuse. We're just
away.
trying to diffuse.
Yes.
It's been
We didn't
enough.
think it was going to go this way to that,
Yeah.
degree. We thought, because usually she calls and he's fine right away.
Yeah.
He was fine, but it's
Just move on, it's okay. Okay, Jeanette, good.
We're trying to diffuse things, Rambling, not get them stirred up.
Rambling just cares about Jeanette, as we all do, and I'm sorry, Joel's in here playing video games, cackling again, so it's hard to really get a thought out. But he was just, or she.
Well, who else can we ring? I don't know, Pitbull. That went so
Phone a
well.
friend. Phone a friend.
Maybe we should try somebody else. That was nice. Deborah, I don't know if it had to do with Mike. We'll talk to Deborah. She'll be okay. Deborah, where are you?
It's fine. If she had to step away for a bit, that's fine.
And I love you, Jeanette, very, very much, okay? We got your back always, okay? Always.
Oh my goodness, why can't you all get along or just tolerate each other? Just
Really?
If I could, I'd share all my daughter's ice creams in the fridge. They're very decadent.
Crafty crafters make me laugh. Just saying, like, well, that went
Yeah,
wrong. She's like,
sure.
I'll give you my number. You should call
Sure, I'll
me.
give you a call.
Oh, that's someone, Kevin.
Yeah, reach out. All right. Remember that? Reach out,
Yeah,
reach out and touch someone.
I do remember that.
Reach out,
Just
reach out
don't
and
get
just
in
say
trouble,
hi.
Kevin.
Someone. No, you
I
didn't,
think-
Rob.
Why did Robert Bob thinks Robert Bob upset people? How did
Robbie,
Robert
you're
Bob?
top-
I don't know what happened. I thought we had a great night, and
Yes,
now
right?
all of you guys are like, everybody's fighting with each other. This is crazy.
I think, it's just people are sensitive, Oh my God, I gotta go to another room. It's crazy. There's quite a few got up on the wrong side of the bed today, maybe.
I don't know whether the full moon or whatever it is, but can we go with having a good night?
It's huge. The moon is huge.
I know. I saw it. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was head like this. This big, like, one of the big, huge searchlights coming out of the woods when we were gone. I'm like, what are they searching for in there? And then I'm like,
It's huge.
oh my God, it's the moon.
I mean, I think it's a full moon and it's all right. I mean, no, it's not all right.
Everybody, calm down. You're happy, little
it
lady.
has
That's
been the
good.
last
That's the way to be.
night.
Everybody be happy.
Yeah, Jeanette, he didn't say your name. It's all good. It's all good.
Yes, I know, Beth. Your number's safe with me.
And on that note, I am going to go get in the tub.
Yeah.
Tubbity-tub. Nice.
I thought we had a good
I'm
night
getting
also.
jealous. Every time you get in the tub, I
I
get jealous.
love
What?
dishing Scott
I
Peterson.
took a
Yeah.
shower. I took
I
a
don't know what's
shower
going
and
on.
saw you guys in there, like, live and stuff. I was in the shower. My phone was in the other room. I just,
Why can't
You know what I've come up with? Since I babysit so many little people, I think that the people that have bought that new house that has the guest house should turn the ensuite into a walk-in bath shower.
for Nanny?
And I would really be happy, to look after so many little people.
So you don't have a tub, Jack?
No, it's one that you can take a disability chair into.
Oh,
You know,
okay, yes.
Yeah. Yes, but I can't get out of the tub anyway. It was quite amusing the last time. If somebody wasn't home, I may have had to have called the ambulance and the fire station and
So
yeah.
there's a big storm, Nicole, running into the whole state of Florida, I heard.
Yeah, great.
Isn't that what's happening? When is it supposed to hit land? Does anybody know? Does anyone know?
No idea.
You know,
Nicole, yeah, you haven't heard? Hi, GB. I thought this was a great night, right, GB? GB thought it was a great night.
GB, it's nice to see you.
GB was here, yes, GB was here at the start earlier and everything, and I don't know what's going on. Why?
I've missed you, and I've missed
I nodded off and woke up to laughter.
GB's, what?
I nodded off with Lady May and I woke up to laughter.
Yeah, we usually have a good time. Yeah, we're always in
I know,
there.
trying to straighten out one thing, and now we're like freaking out. Freaking out, freaking out. Freaking out.
Boy, if it's gonna be a bad one, it's an appropriate name, because that's my daughter's name.
Oh, that's right. Nikki.
That's my name too. I don't like that.
But it's Nicole's name as well.
I know.
We were talking the other night and we said, isn't it horrible if like there's a really bad storm that does like catastrophic damage and it's named after you, like Katrina, right? What is going on here?
That like a steak, or
Katrina, right?
Right. Any storm, that's going to do any damage, but like it kind of makes it worse when it's named after you.
Because yeah, if they go, oh, remember Nicole, that did so much damage.
Remember what Nicole did?
Nicole did so much freaking damage.
Always.
Michael too. A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's blowing a gale outside there. How do you think I grew up with that?
Oh, well, but that's not as bad as if like Nicole killed, you know, so and so people. You know, that's like really bad, and you don't want that.
That person's name too, and for I just it's crazy. Too many hurricanes.
My daughter's middle name Nicole, but still,
Really? Oh, that's not her. It's not her first name.
No.
But she likes to go by that name.
Oh, well, we just ended up calling her Nikki.
What is her first name though?
Her first name is actually Stephanie.
Really? And you just ended up calling her Nicole?
Stephanie Nicole was her name.
How would something like that happen?
Well, it did.
Because it just did.
My parents were going to name me Stephanie. It was between Stephanie and Nicole.
Well, because my nephew, whose name is Michael, but that's his middle name, ended up that was purposefully done.
My middle name is Marie.
Oh, I thought you said your middle name was Stephanie.
No, they were going to name me. It was my parents were going to name me either Nicole or Stephanie.
Really?
Chose Nicole, and my middle name is Marie.
See, that's why I put both names together. I liked.
I have a friend named Marie Francine Joanne, and they call her Joanne.
Marie Francine Joanne.
Yeah.
I like that.
It made sense to me. Marie Francine Joanne.
My baby sister could not say Stephanie. Kim was 2, and she couldn't say Stephanie. And for some reason, maybe my mom said, to her, Nikki or Nicole.
Maybe your mother didn't like the name Stephanie and just started calling her Nicole.
You conspired. Her and your little sister conspired.
And then my sister Becky, her middle name is Gail.
Are you guys going to bed soon? Because I'm thinking about making coffee.
Gail?
Yeah?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I like the name Gail. I've always liked my name.
Yeah, my sister is Rebecca
I
Gail.
hate my name. I love my name. It's short, sharp, easy to write. I didn't make too many spelling errors as a kid.
Yeah.
Some names, the poor kids have to learn to write their names.
Mm-hmm.
True.
My poor grandma was called Leonard Mildred.
Oh.
That.
Nicole's like, oh, that's cute.
I like.
She just stopped in the middle. She goes, oh, that's cute. Yeah,
that's right. She
I'm
put
going
it
to take
together.
my grandmother's name then. This coffee is all.
What happened? You're having coffee now?
Should I not? Maybe not.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, are you having coffee? Coffee.
I'm going to bed.
Am I going to bed? No, I'm going to go in the massage chair in a minute.
That's bad.
But I'm going. I'm going to. I'm going to start a new Zoom because I know Kevin's probably like, this is like 29 hours or something like that. I can call you for. Oh yeah, I was going to check the hurricane update before we go. Let me see.
Did we film Nicole shopping
Good
today?
night.
No,
Good night. Good day.
I wasn't here. I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
You did?
Oh, good. 'Cause-
Oh, you did.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I went shopping today.
It was nighttime for me. Well,
Okay. Here's the hurricane update. Here we go. Ready? The storm 7 minutes ago. I have the newest news. 7 minutes ago. Everybody's got to listen to this.
Right.
Oh my gosh! It has made landfall on Florida's east coast. Oh, it's as a Category 1. Okay, it's now a Category 1. That's not bad, right? 45 Florida counties under the state of emergency. Nicole formed as a subtropical storm in the southwestern Atlantic Ocean on Monday, becoming the 14th named storm of 2022 of the Atlantic hurricane season, which ends later this month. Nicole makes landfall. 38,000 in Florida lose power ahead of landfall. Latest forecast as Nicole approaches Florida, Nicole strengthens into a hurricane. Okay, so let's see. So just
People are calling it.
Should ever named one Deborah or Debbie? Because I would love to have one named my name.
Really?
And I want it to be the most badass.
I'm gonna see if there was ever
you look like your daughters right now, Nicole. Your young daughters, the way you're looking at us.
Oh, yes, Hurricane Deborah, 1959.
What? For real?
Yeah.
Is that when you were born, Scooter?
Was it a bad one?
No, and then there was a tropical, let me see, hold on a minute.
No, Scooter, you were born in 1984. Don't lie.
Hurricane Deborah.
Hurricane Deborah? For real?
Do they never use the same name again?
That's why I was just wondering.
I can't believe they haven't had a Hurricane Nicole already.
Really bad, they don't. Otherwise, they do.
Oh, really? Let me see if there's ever been a
Really?
Let me see if there's
We'll
ever been a
never use Andy, we'll never
Hurricane
use Katrina
Sharon.
again.
Hurricane Sharon. Hurricane Sharon. There is a Hurricane Sharon.
Wow.
I bet you.
What
I wonder
year?
if there's been. I don't know. I'm trying to say Hurricane Sharon.
Hopefully it didn't do a ton of damage.
Hurricane Sharon.
How do they choose the names?
I don't know, alphabetical order.
I know it's alphabetical order, but
Tell you something? Look, this is Royal Dolphin.
oh no.
And it matches this beautiful cup, and it came in that.
Oh my gosh, we've had some babies born amongst the ramblers lately.
Rabbits at the top.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Hurricane Carolyn.
No?
Maybe next year. I'll call the appropriate parties.
There was a Hurricane Caroline, but not a
Well, that's-
Hurricane Carolyn. No, it's not the same. It's a totally different name.
I'm kidding.
I remember once how they named them, but I cannot remember for the life of me.
I know it's in alphabetical order, but that's it.
Alphabetical order.
But it goes so fast, like it'll be Nicole, and then the next one you'll hear will be like so far down the line, like it'll be,
Right.
and then you'll be, what happened to all the ones in between? They were little tropical storms, and they do, they just go like that, yeah, and you never even hear of them.
Carolyn, wait till you see what else I got.
No more previous.
Oh, there was a Hurricane Kevin in 2021.
Really?
Kevin just said.
Was there actually a Sharon? I don't.
Yeah, there was.
Oh.
Oh, Carolyn said so. We have to believe it was true.
I guess with Jeanette.
Probably remembers that.
Robert, yeah. It wasn't a real person, Jeanette.
This is just a couple of them. Thank you. There's one.
About time they're using men's
There
names.
was a Hurricane Beth that was a Category 5.
Look at the birdie.
Oh, very cute.
Let's see.
Oh, it's not fair. That's weird.
Oh,
It's
that's pretty.
sleeping baby.
Very pretty.
And it's really soft. Like, I can't describe the feeling of this. I never felt one of these before.
Yeah.
It has a real soft feeling. Like, this is like almost like a real pillow for the baby. Look at the sleeping baby. Look at the face.
Oh,
Michael.
I just want to wake it up. No jokes.
Look, and there's little birdie right there looking and watching over the baby to make sure the baby's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a halo with her.
And it has the precious moments on the back. It's really cute.
Carolyn's.
But Carolyn, you
Hi,
lucky.
LMNW.
Carolyn,
I know one then.
Yeah, I do. Some of them, yeah.
you have that one that I just showed?
No.
Really?
No.
No. I'm gonna give you this.
No, you don't have to do that. Very cute.
I already
said, my name is retired. Your name is retired. Yes, Beth. If they're never used again, if they're really bad, that's good.
Right. That's right.
So, but I think like Katrina, like, does anybody name their kid Katrina now?
I've
Probably
heard
dropped off in popularity because of that.
Security website will tell you what names are most popular, falling out of favor, or people don't name their kids.
Yeah, I know some of the kids from my grandkids' friends, I think were Katrina or.
Yeah.
I wonder if any babies born in the middle of Katrina were named Katrina.
Were they?
Really?
And I wonder whether, you survived Katrina.
I don't know. I don't
I
think
think
I
I'm
don't think it doesn't have a really good
that survived.
it doesn't have a good connotation.
Okay.
I can't believe Jimmy
I have
thought
apple juice, okay, guys? No coffee. I like coffee, though.
I can't
Mum
believe
said no.
Jimmy got Powerball tickets and thought nobody won.
What are you eating, Carolyn?
Peanuts. Unsalted. Unsalted. Good. Snack. Alright, I'm going to start a new Zoom. And,
Good night, everyone.
good night, Scooter. You're not coming back. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'm coming back. I'm here. And the people will be back. Hold on a minute. I have to start a new meeting. I did not eat much today and I'm starving. So I'm having unsalted nuts, which are really good for you. Good fats. Good omegas. Okay. Let me put the, where is the, oh my goodness. There's Nicole.
Are we live?
Yeah. Don't take your clothes off yet, I told you. Wait, you can just wait a few minutes. We gotta say goodbye to everybody before you do that.
Did you really? Are you live?
Yes. Don't take, we are. Don't take your clothes off yet.
Oh my God. I wouldn't take my clothes
Sharon,
off.
don't take your clothes off either, okay? Yeah, wait. Hi, Amanda, love. Goodbye, everybody. Be kind, be good. It's all good. Let's
Don't
just
forget to hit
yeah,
the like,
hit
please.
the likes,
Hit
and
the
we'll
like.
see you. Everybody get along. Just be good. We don't want all that drama crap here.
Hello.
All right? Love you guys.
Like,
God bless.
like,
Prayers for all
share,
that need them.
comments.
Be good. Love you. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Love you all.